Chapter 1351. Yushang also saw the interaction between the two. Her heart throbbed with pain, as if it had been stabbed by a blunt object. Yishio, even though you've died once, you still like that bitch Hu Yin? Hu Yin died a long time ago. This woman merely resembled Hu Yin a little. In this life, I'll definitely make you pay attention to me. Yushang retracted her gaze and silently swore in her heart. Ahem, Biming, the match is about to begin. Let's go into the tents first. The high priest coughed a few times, his gaze sweeping over the celestial fox tribe's tents. When he saw Yun Sheng, a trace of hatred flashed past under his robes. The second day of the match was delayed for a moment due to the arrival of the beast god Altar's people, but it quickly returned to normal. As soon as Dugu Xiu announced the start of the match, Yushang flew up and was the first to enter the arena. I am Yushang of the celestial fox people, Yushang said, her beautiful eyes looking at Yi Biming with infatuation. Her gaze was very explicit. When Yushang saw Yi Biming, she was stunned and certain that he was the reincarnation of Yishio. In her previous life, she had been infatuated with Yishio, but because of Hu Yin, she had fallen in love with him. Back then, Yishio had fallen in love with Hu Yin during a match between two Bakroworks powerhouses. The two had become friends through a fight and developed feelings for each other. This had always been a thorn in Yushang's heart. She had also seen Yi Biming and Yun Sheng flirting with each other, and her heart was filled with jealousy. She was the first to enter the arena in order to attract Yi Biming's attention. Hadn't Yun Sheng won a match? She also wanted to win a match, and win more beautifully than Yun Sheng. She wanted to prove to everyone that she, Yushang, was the best of the celestial fox tribe. Who's that woman? He Linlin was already in a bad mood. Yun Sheng was already enough of a headache, and now Yushang had come. The women of the celestial fox tribe were really troublesome. She is from the celestial fox tribe. This woman is not simple. I heard that she is a seven-tailed celestial fox. She is one of the dark horses of the celestial fox tribe this year. The guard beside He Linlin bowed and said. Yi Biming was completely unmoved by Yushang's gaze. Except for Yun Sheng, other women were just creatures with two eyes, a mouth, and a nose in his eyes. Miss Yushang, who is your opponent? Dugu Xiu asked. My opponent is him. Yushang pointed at a male Beaming warrior from the Beaming clan. But then, she raised her finger and pointed at a female warrior of the Green Hellwolves. What is the meaning of this? Are you trying to humiliate us by challenging two people at once? The female warrior of the Green Hellwolves and the male warrior of the Beaming clan were both furious. A weak celestial fox actually wanted to fight two people at once. This was clearly a humiliation. What? Is there a rule in the Bahuang tribe that forbids me from challenging two people at once? Yushang raised her head arrogantly. There isn't such a rule. If the two of you are willing to accept the challenge, there is nothing wrong with it. However, if you win, you'll get 2 points. If you lose, the Green Hellwolves and the Beaming clan will only get half a point. I'm afraid this is unfair, Dugu Xiu said matter-of-factly. If Yushang was the first to do this, the competition would be messed up if other people followed her example and fought two people at once. What's so difficult about that? If I win, I will get 2 points. If I lose, even if I lose 2 matches, the two of them will still get 1 point each. Yushang's arrogance infuriated clan leader Li Pa of the Beaming clan and clan leader Qin Yan of the Green Hellwolves. Hu Qinxiu, the celestial fox tribe, is getting more and more arrogant, they said angrily, venting their anger at Hu Qinxiu. On Hu Qinxiu's refined old face, there was a troubled look. First, it was Yun Sheng. Now it was Yushang. None of them put him, the clan leader, in their eyes. None of them had told him what they were doing before. What is that woman Yushang trying to do now? Lu Yinshuang also had a strange expression. She just wants to be in the limelight. Let her be. Let's see her trump card. Yin Sheng smiled. Yushang was acting like this. Otherwise, Yushang, who had been unknown all this time, would have made her feel that something was wrong. 2 against 1, and they would get 1 point. Such a good thing was happening at the Bahuang tribe competition. Anyone who did not agree would be a fool. The male Beaming and the Green Hellwolf girl also rushed into the arena impatiently. "Celestial Fox, you asked for it." The male beaming roared like a tiger, and the green hell wolf girl quickly transformed as well. Her limbs turned into strong wolf claws, and they pounced on Yushang together. A strange smile appeared on Yushang's face. She made a strange gesture with her hands. From Yunsheng's point of view, it looked like she was pulling strings. Suddenly, the male beaming in the arena changed direction. Instead of attacking Yushang, he turned around and attacked the green hell wolf girl again. The green hell wolf girl also turned around abruptly, and the two of them began to fight each other in the arena. "What's going on?" Clan leader Li Pa and clan leader Qing Yan were shocked. The beaming clan was extremely strong, and the green hell wolf clan was good at attacking. The two warriors launched round after round of frenzied attacks at each other, as if they had gone mad. Yushang, on the other hand, remained standing in the same spot. Her hands kept moving as if she was playing a zither. The problem lay with her hands. Yunshang's eyes narrowed, and her gaze fell on Yushang's hands. Her pupils gradually turned golden, and the situation in the arena changed as well. Threads thinner than hair suddenly appeared in the arena where there were only 3 people. The threads were pink, and each of them was dozens of meters long. There were so many of them that it looked like countless spiders were spitting silk. The threads grew from Yushang's fingers. The threads penetrated the bodies of the male beaming clan warrior and the green hell wolf girl, binding their hands and feet. It was these threads that allowed Yushang to effortlessly control the male and female warriors in the arena. However, the threads couldn't be seen with the naked eye. They were like infrared rays that Yunsheng saw in modern times. Only people like Yunsheng, who had special Shenong eyes, could sense them. Yunsheng guessed that the pink thread was a special thread that Yushang had condensed with her own magic power. The Celestial Fox Inheritance must be the other Celestial Fox Inheritance pillar that Yushang had obtained in the ancient seal after she lost to Yunsheng in the Celestial Fox Inheritance pillar. Yunsheng's guess wasn't wrong. Yushang's technique was called puppet manipulation. It was the 7 Tails Inheritance that Yushang had obtained in the ancient seal. Chapter 1352. Puppeteering was something Yushang had learned after forcefully breaking through after devouring someone else's heart. This inheritance was even more domineering than the corpse puppet technique. Yushang had seen Yunsheng use the golden puppet eyes to make a name for herself in the arena. She'd originally planned not to use the 7-tailed inheritance in the challenger competition. She would only use it in the core competition. However, Yi Baiming's sudden appearance had caused Yushang to lose her composure. She decided to use the 7-tailed inheritance early in order to attract Yi Baiming's attention. Indeed, Yushang's move had attracted a lot of attention. Yi Baiming's eyes narrowed as he stared at the Behemoth and Blue Abyss Wolf Clan's warriors fighting in a frenzy. Although he didn't have Yunsheng's golden puppet eyes that could see through everything, Yi Baiming's magic perception was even stronger than Yunsheng's. He could sense a large amount of magic fluctuations gathering in the arena. The magic fluctuations were in the form of strands, and they originated from the woman named Yushang. This woman wasn't simple. Yi Baiming thought to himself, he had to be careful of this woman in the core competition. Patriarch Li Pa and Patriarch Qing Yan's faces were as red as pig's liver. They also felt that something was wrong in the arena, but they also knew that Yushang wasn't using any sorcery. Almost at the same time, the Blue Abyss Wolf Clan's claws pierced through the male Behemoth's heart. The male Behemoth warrior's hands tore the Blue Abyss Wolf Clan's body in half. Both sides suffered heavy injuries. The two fell to the ground at the same time, no longer breathing. Blood splattered all over the ground, but Yushang smiled as if she hadn't seen anything. She brushed the hair in front of her forehead. "It seems that I've won." What a venomous woman. At this moment, the audience only had one sentence in their hearts. There had been plenty of thrilling moments in the previous matches, but this was the first time that Yushang had killed 2 people in a 1-on-2 fight without a single drop of blood. Celestial Fox people, Yushang. 2 points. Dugu Xiao glanced at Yushang and ordered the 2 corpses to be dragged away. Only a long trail of blood was left on the ground. Yushang walked back to the Celestial Fox tribe's tent. The Celestial Fox warriors looked at her with fear. Yu Shang, your move just now was the Heavenly Fox inheritance. With this move, it's only a matter of time before you advance to the next round. Hu Qianxiu smiled until his eyes narrowed into slits. Although Yun Sheng and Yu Shang were both disobedient troublemakers, there was no need to doubt their strength. Yu Shang will definitely not disappoint clan heads' expectations. I plan to advance my cultivation by the day after tomorrow at the latest. Although Yu Shang's puppet controlling technique was extremely powerful, it also had a drawback. It required Yu Shang to use all of her mana. Every time she used it, her mana would be depleted. Puppet Puppeteer was a classic one-off inheritance that could only be used once. Seeing that Yun Sheng and Yu Shang had each won a match, the Celestial Fox warriors were eager to give it a try. In the next few matches on the second day, a few more Celestial Fox warriors went up, including Lu Yunxuan. But aside from her, all of them were defeated. As dusk approached, the second-to-last match of the second day's competition was underway. A warrior from the Nine Luan tribe knocked a warrior from the D clan off the stage. Warrior Yun Jie of the Nine Luan tribe wins 1 point. Du Guxiu had just finished his announcement when someone from the D clan stepped forward. The D clan warrior walked into the arena unhurriedly. He had a pair of clear eyes and a slender figure. His clothes were different from the usual beastskin warriors. There was no trace of hostility. He had short hair and looked like a monk. He's an ascetic warrior called Heart Meditation. Heart Meditation cultivates a special mental cultivation method of the D clan. They travel all over the continent all year round. This kind of warrior has astonishing willpower. Furthermore, they are very proficient in a special kind of attack called Dharma Soul attack. Hu Qianxiu also had some insight as he explained to the few Sky Fox warriors under him. This was the first time most of the Celestial Fox people's warriors had heard of Dharmic Soul attack. Dharmic Soul attack, as the name implied, was not a contest of magic or battle skills. It was an attack of the Dharmic Soul. Dharmic Souls were crucial to a sorcerer. Warriors on the continent did not have Dharmic Souls, but they had souls similar to Dharmic Souls. Once their Dharmic Souls or souls were attacked, they would either die or become mentally disabled. Therefore, after learning of this D clan warrior's uniqueness, the other major beastkin tribes, including the warriors from the Black Qilin and the Nine Luan tribe, showed signs of avoidance. Everyone knew that if anyone was named by the D clan warrior, it would not bode well for them. Heart Meditation's cold eyes swept around the ring. Every time his eyes swept across, those who were stared at by him could not help but shiver. Suddenly, Heart Meditation put his palms together and made a saluting gesture. He said in the direction of the Celestial Fox's tent, "I want to challenge Yun Sheng of the Celestial Fox tribe." When Heart Meditation's voice fell, a group of people's hearts were put down. Fortunately, he did not choose them. However, it was strange to say that the D clan was famous for being arrogant among the 3 major beastkin tribes. In these 2 days, the opponents their warriors challenged were from the other 2 major beastkin tribes. How could Heart Meditation, whose strength was not bad, challenge the Celestial Fox tribe, the weakest of the lower beastkin tribes? Purple, did you instruct him? Why? You clearly know. Green questioned Violet. Heart Meditation was Purple's direct subordinate. He only took orders from Purple. He would not challenge Yun Sheng for no reason. He must have been instructed by Purple. Green, I'm doing this for your own good. That woman is not suitable for you. Purple sighed. He and Green had known each other for many years, but they had never quarreled. But this time, when he ordered Heart Meditation to challenge Yun Sheng, he already knew that Green would be angry. It would be best if Yun Sheng is fine. But if something happens to her, I will not let it go. Green's emerald eyes were filled with a bloody light. Violet's heart trembled. She never thought that Green would disregard their many years of brotherhood for a mere woman. Purple could not help but feel a little disappointed. Green, I know you will blame me. I have asked Heart Meditation to hold back. If that woman becomes mentally retarded, perhaps you can stay with her forever. Yun Sheng had already entered the ring. She also bowed to Heart Meditation. Young lady, please be careful. Heart Meditation did not mean to offend you. but the master's order cannot be disobeyed. Looking at Yun Sheng's beautiful face, Heart Meditation thought to himself, Femme fatale. Unfortunately, today he had to play the role of a ruthless executioner. Chapter 1353. What a pity. I thought I could have a match with her. Looks like I won't have the chance. He Linlin smiled when she saw that Xian Chan had found Yun Sheng. She thought that this woman would at least be able to enter the core competition. But now, it seemed like she wouldn't even be able to pass the challenge competition. If she turned into a retard, she wouldn't be able to compete. Intentionally or unintentionally, she glanced at Yi Baiming. She saw that Yi Baiming's expression was calm and did not reveal any anxiety. Could it be that Yi Baiming wasn't worried about Yin Sheng? But the opponent was Xian Chan of the D clan. Even He Linlin would have to put in some effort to deal with her. He Linlin couldn't help but be confused. She looked at Dugu Xiao. Dugu Xiao looked nervous. What would he do if Xian Chan tried to kill him? Speaking of which, if that woman turns into a retard, the vice clan leader should be very happy. He Linlin's words made Dugu Xiao's heart skip a beat. Suddenly, an idea popped into his mind. That's right. If Yunsheng really became a little fool, perhaps she would accept him. Dugu Xiao's heart was in a dilemma. Baiming, who do you think will win this match? The high priest asked casually. She won't lose. Yi Baiming only said one sentence. He didn't elaborate. Was that she, her, or him? Yunsheng and Xian Chan stood on the arena. The sun was already setting. The golden light shone on them, making them look like they were plated with a layer of gold. Neither of them made a move. Time passed slowly. They still didn't move. The spectators in the square were even a little impatient. What's going on? Are they going to compete or not? They only know how to stare at each other. If this continues, the sky will turn dark. Suddenly, a strange force attacked him. This Xian Chan really wanted to put her to death. Yun Sheng snorted. She closed her eyes, and a halo like moonlight turned into a crescent moon slash, launching a round of attacks towards Yun Sheng's Dharma Soul. So this is a magic soul attack. So Xian Chan is also a light magician. When Yun Sheng saw Xian Chan's attack clearly, she calmly urged the magic soul in her body. Xian Chan's Dharma Soul attack had always been very effective. Even the seniors who had been famous for a long time in the 8 Desolates continent would find it difficult to take on 5 of his Dharma Soul attacks. Previously, during the battle between Yun Sheng and Li Liqing, Xian Chan had observed that Yun Sheng could use 2 types of magic attacks at the same time. One of them was dark magic, and the other was earth magic. Yun Sheng of the Celestial Fox tribe should be a magus of both earth and darkness. Everyone knew that light magic was the most destructive to dark magic. The attack launched by a light magic soul against a dark magic soul was also the most fatal. He originally thought that Yun Sheng would be defeated very quickly. However, when he launched 2 magic soul attacks, it was like a stone sinking into the sea. There was no response. His opponent was still standing there like a mountain rock. At this moment, the corner of Xian Chan's mouth twitched, as if he had felt something unbelievable. Xian Chan's short hair was already drenched in sweat. He widened his eyes in horror. What did he see? A patch of black. That was the dark magic soul. Then it was yellow. That was the earth magic soul. However, right after that, there was a green wind magic soul, a red fire magic soul, and a blue water magic soul. 5 elemental magic souls. This woman from a Celestial Fox tribe was actually a 5 elemental magic soul magician. No wonder she did not panic when facing a challenge. No wonder she was as steady as a mountain when she knew that he was good at magic soul attacks. 5 elemental magic souls. With such a powerful magic soul, normal light magic soul attacks were completely useless. Forget it. He could only admit defeat in this competition. Just as Xian Chan was about to withdraw his light magic soul attack, he suddenly felt something. A ray of light, like the ray of sunlight that jumped out of the horizon before dawn, completely stunned Xian Chan light magic soul. In front of Yun Sheng's magic soul, besides feeling the 5 elemental magic souls, he also felt the fluctuation of a light magic soul that made his heart palpitate. That light magic soul was much weaker than the other 5 elemental magic souls. However, its vitality was unusually strong. It became stronger bit by bit. When facing the attack of Xian Chan's light magic soul, it was like the earth that had been dry for a long time. It used all its strength to devour the power of Xian Chan's light magic soul. Such a violent devouring method made Xian Chan nervous. He felt that the power of his light magic soul was like entering a bottomless black hole. Once he attacked, it disappeared without a trace. However, Yin Sheng's light magic soul became dissatisfied very quickly. It seemed to feel that devouring the power of those magic souls was far from enough. It was like a greedy Pishio that took the initiative to attack and devoured Xian Chan's light magic soul in an instant. Exclamation point. Yin Sheng suddenly opened her eyes. Exclamation point. Yi Biming was equally shocked. What was going on? Both of their eyes were filled with astonishment for a moment. Devoured? Ordinary people could not see the competition between magic souls. However, Yin Sheng's magic soul originated from Yi Biming. The power of their magic souls could be said to be the same origin. Hence, Yi Biming was so confident that Yin Sheng could deal with Xian Chan easily. In the worst-case scenario, the two of them could fight to a draw. However, what happened just now? Xian Chan's light magic soul was devoured by Yin Sheng's magic soul. To be exact, Xian Chan's light magic soul was devoured by the light magic soul that Jirumo left behind in Yin Sheng's magic soul. So fierce. Yi Biming did not like Jirumo at all. However, he had to admit that Jirumo was indeed the continent's #1 genius light magician. Even the light magic soul that he left behind was domineering. When Yin Sheng opened her eyes, Xian Chan was like a crumbling city wall. He looked up and fell straight down the arena. Boom! There was the sound of a human body falling to the ground. Shock, only utter shock. This competition was also bloodless. Yin Sheng and Xian Chan did not make a move. However, Xian Chan suddenly fell to the ground. Purple's heart skipped a beat. He flew over and was already in front of the arena. He looked at Xian Chan again. His face was as white as a sheet. His pair of bright eyes had become dull and lifeless. His eyeballs were like a dead fish, unable to move. Saliva dripped from the corner of his mouth, as if he was an idiot. Was he stupid? Purple's arm trembled slightly. What did you do to Xian Chan? Xian Chan was Purple's right-hand man. He was very likely to become an elder of the D clan in the future. However, he had become a fool. An eye for an eye. Master Xian Chan's magic soul attack is not bad. It's a pity that he met me, Yin Sheng said and jumped down the arena. Chapter 1354. The second day of the challenge competition came to an end after Yin Sheng won. Easily, Yin Sheng won another point. Although, until the moment of victory, Yin Sheng still did not understand how she won. Who would have thought that the light spiritual soul, which usually looked gentle and weak to the point of being negligible, would make such a magnificent counterattack at such a critical moment? A person who only had a light Dharma soul actually wanted to devour a genius magician who had a 6 elemental Dharma soul. That Xian Chan deserved to die for no reason. Xian Chan, you lost because you should not have been too blindly confident. You also did not know that there was always someone better than you. Yin Sheng secretly sighed in her heart. She secretly looked at her Dharma soul and discovered that after devouring Xian Chan's light Dharma soul, her light Dharma soul had happily swelled by a large circle. After Xian Chan became stupid, the people who were the angriest were the people from the D clan. Z also hated Yin Sheng, but he provoked her first and ended up in such a state. It could only be said that Z brought disgrace upon himself. Lu's expression also changed unpredictably. He originally blamed Z for making the decision, but Yin Sheng's unexpected victory made Lu not know how to face Z, his good brother. Lu, where did you meet Yin Sheng? I know you're not willing to say, but you have to say. You also know that you will eventually meet in the core competition. On the way back, the Nine Phoenix Old Clan leader could not help but ask. Indeed, the Nine Phoenix Old Clan leader had always been very satisfied with Yun Sheng. The reason was also because he loved her. Lu liked Yun Sheng, and as a grandfather, the Nine Phoenix Old Clan leader would naturally, unconditionally protect that little girl. But ever since coming to the Ba Huang clan competition, the old clan leader could not help but have some doubts about Yun Sheng's background. That girl was too mysterious. Every time she won, it made people completely unable to make sense of it. From the looks of it, Hu Qinxiu might not be able to control that little girl. The Nine Phoenix Old Clan leader could not help but envy Hu Qinxiu in his heart. Say, Hu Qinxiu, that brat, he doesn't have any backbone, and he doesn't have much strength either. How did he end up with such good seedlings? Due to the rise of the beast god altar, the celestial fox tribe, and that mysterious Chinese clan, this Ba Huang clan competition was going to change drastically. Without any doubt, the Nine Phoenix clan leader was certain that Yun Sheng and Yu Shang, who had easily killed 2 warriors earlier, would definitely be able to enter the core competition. What the Nine Phoenix clan leader had to consider now was how to deal with the 2 little girls of the Heavenly Fox tribe if they ran into them in the core competition. Needless to say, this silly boy of his would definitely yield to Yun Sheng, but wouldn't the other warriors of the Nine Luan tribe become cannon fodder? Grandpa, I know what I'm doing. Don't force me. Lu's heart was also in a mess. The longer he knew Yun Sheng, the more he felt that he did not understand her at all. So I forget it. It's all up to you. The new generation excels the old. Our group is already old. The Nine Phoenix Old Patriarch side. That night, He Linlin hosted a banquet to entertain the patriarchs of the Upper Beast clans. Including the High Priest, the people of the Beast God altar were also invited. Yi Baiming did not have much interest in this kind of occasion. He rejected the banquet and returned to his residence in the Qilin Palace. He wondered if the little wildcat had any changes after devouring Xin Chan's light soul. As Yi Baiming was thinking, his door was lightly knocked a few times. Lord Yi, this letter was given to you by a girl called Yun Sheng. A Qilin Palace guard respectfully handed over a letter. He opened the letter and saw the words written on his heart. Baiming, come to the Dugu residence for a gathering tonight. It was signed by Yun Sheng. The little wildcat asked him out. Yi Baiming frowned as he looked at the 2 words. This letter was fake. After reading this letter, Yi Baiming did not have the slightest doubt. He was certain that this was a fake letter written by someone pretending to be Yun Sheng. Although the handwriting on the letter was somewhat similar to Yun Sheng's, his little wildcat always called him Night Fox every time they met. Why had she seriously called him Baiming? Others would not notice this detail. Only Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming would know. In the Qilin Palace, who would use Yun Sheng's handwriting? Dugu Xiao. The corner of Yi Baiming's lips curled up. A name was filtered out by him without any surprise. It seemed that he had barged into Dugu Xiao's residence last night, and that brat had already sensed it. However, it was no wonder. In any case, Dugu Xiao was once the Iron Blood Crown Prince of the later Qin. How could he not have the slightest bit of vigilance? After seeing through Dugu Xiao's scam, Yi Baiming decided that he would personally make a trip to the Dugu residence to see what medicine Dugu Xiao was selling in his gourd. Following the route last night, Yi Baiming smoothly found Yun Sheng's room. Inside the room, the illumination magic array emitted a soft light. Under the lush moonlight, when Yi Baiming followed the letter's instructions and walked into the room, he saw Yun Sheng. That Yun Sheng, needless to say, was a fake by Hu Linglong. Hu Linglong had promised Dugu Xiao to frame Yi Baiming together. She had never seen Yi Baiming before, and it was also her first time having relations with a man. She could not help but feel a bit nervous. She also had some doubts in her heart. If Dugu Xiao was lying to her, and Yun Sheng's man was incomparably ugly, then what should she do? Just as Hu Linglong's thoughts were running wild, a man jumped in through the window. Hu Linglong was startled and afraid. She used the light to clearly see the man in front of her. What a handsome man. He was dressed in black, with sword-like eyebrows and starry eyes. His temperament was as cold as the melting water of a snowy mountain. Just a glance at him could make one's heart flutter. Even Hu Linglong, who had seen handsome men like Lu and Zi, couldn't help but feel dazzled at this moment. Her eyes revealed a touch of amazement. Yun Sheng actually married such a handsome man? How could that woman be so lucky? She wasn't satisfied with having such a man and even seduced Lu. Such a man, even if he wasn't the last disciple of the High Priestess, was enough to make countless women unswervingly devoted to him. Thinking of this, Hu Linglong went crazy with jealousy. Yi Baiming was also shocked when he saw Yun Sheng in the room. However, he quickly realized that this woman only resembled Yun Sheng in appearance. She was wearing a red chiffon dress, without even a bra inside. With the help of the light from the magic array, he could see her ample bosom and the shadow under her abdomen. What a shameless woman. She actually dared to use Yun Sheng's face to seduce others. There was also a table of food and wine in the room. After seeing this, Yi Baiming suddenly came to a realization. He sneered in his heart. At this moment, Dugu Xiu should be waiting to watch a good show. Since that was the case, he would beat Dugu Xiu at his own game and go along with Dugu Xiu's intentions. Sheng, why are you looking for me? Yi Baiming said calmly with a doting expression. Chapter 1355. This woman, Hu Linglong, was truly crafty and full of tricks. However, evil deeds were doomed to destruction. It was no wonder that Yi Baiming would bring her here to eavesdrop. From what Dugu Xiu and Hu Linglong said after they were done, it was clear that Hu Linglong and Dugu Xiu were conspiring to use her face to frame Yi Baiming. Luckily, Night Fox was cautious enough and sinister enough to turn the tables on Dugu Xiu once. These two people were truly not good people. Yun Sheng thought hatefully. She walked in front of Hu Linglong, casually picked up a piece of clothing, and threw it on her. But right at that moment, Yun Sheng suddenly discovered that Hu Linglong, whose head had been smashed by Dugu Xiu's palm, was slowly stopping bleeding. Her wounds were also rapidly changing. It was as if something was causing Hu Linglong's body to change. Her soft skin turned green, and her hair turned gray. It looked similar to the rotting corpses that Yun Sheng had seen earlier. Yun Sheng, there's something on her left hand. Yi Baiming soon discovered the abnormality. A white light appeared on Hu Linglong's hand. Wherever the white light went, it was attempting to heal Hu Linglong's wounds. However, the white light's radiance was already very dim. It only healed a portion of the wounds, and did not revive Hu Linglong. It seemed that because there was not enough power, it was unable to continue healing Hu Linglong's wounds. Yun Sheng naturally did not know that including this time, Hu Linglong had already died twice. She had already exhausted a large amount of shaman power. The source of the white light was Hu Linglong's left wrist. At that moment, Hu Linglong's hand suddenly moved. Her body also started swaying, as if she was about to stand up. Corpse transformation? Yi Baiming did not hesitate, as his gaze focused on Hu Linglong's left wrist. With a chi sound, Yi Baiming dug out something from Hu Linglong's left hand. It was a very small, white wizard amulet. If one were to look at it with their naked eyes, they would not be able to see it clearly. As soon as the amulet left Hu Linglong's hand, it whizzed towards Yun Sheng, who was the closest to Hu Linglong. How could Yun Sheng allow it to get close? She quickly used the heavenly thorn cage to trap the white talisman. After losing the shaman amulet, Hu Linglong's corpse could no longer hold on and fell to the ground. Without the effect of the shaman amulet, her corpse quickly turned into a dried corpse. Let's get out of here quickly. Yun Sheng felt that they shouldn't stay here any longer. Yi Baiming picked up Hu Linglong's corpse and left the Dugu residence with Yun Sheng. Together, the two of them found Popo and the others who were staying in the inn. Yi Baiming showed the dried corpse to Popo. Is this a wizard corpse? But this kind of thing has been extinct for many years. Where did you get this shaman corpse? Bobo was stunned when she found out that this shaman corpse was Hu Linglong. Popo, do you know this thing? I'm afraid that Hu Linglong became like this because of this thing. As Yun Sheng spoke, she activated the heavenly thorn cage. The white talisman was like a headless fly, bumping around everywhere. She then told Popo and the others the ins and outs of what had happened tonight. Haha, I'm dying of laughter. That red-haired pervert has been defeated this time. But Master, I'm afraid this is the divine level light wizard tool that you were looking for earlier. Hearing that Yi Biming had made a fool of Dugashio, Popo laughed so hard that tears almost came out his eyes. Popo didn't know what the divine level light wizard tool in the hands of the great witch doctor and the others were. This kind of light wizard tool is also called the life and death talisman. It must be worshipped with fresh human flesh and blood. As long as this kind of light wizard tool is left in the body, regardless of human or magical beast, it will have a terrifying healing power. Not only that, it can also use the power of this light wizard tool to heal. I'm afraid that Hu Linglong's miraculous medical skills were made use of this life and death talisman. When Popo was in the divine realm, she had heard some famous alchemists talk about this kind of talisman, but she had never seen it with her own eyes. In that case, this kind of light wizard tool can be called a divine level light wizard tool. Yinsheng couldn't help but wonder. Master, of course not. The word light wizard is not a good word. The divine realm doesn't allow this kind of life and death talisman because it will gradually consume the person's blood, magical power, and battle chi. When the life and death talisman absorbs all of them, the host will be unable to support it, causing the life and death talisman to break out of the body and become a wizard corpse. Popo looked at Hu Linglong's appearance and felt a chill. Although she hated Hu Linglong, she didn't expect that this woman would end up being raped to death and become a wizard corpse. Regarding the life and death talisman, there was also a story. Popo recalled the situation of the life and death talisman and told Yun Sheng and the others. The life and death talisman was originally an item of the divine realm. Popo remembered that her mother god, for cardinal divinity, had once mentioned it. She said that the life and death talisman was refined by a female master god of the divine realm so that she could be together with her lover in the mortal realm forever. That female master god was also infatuated. After she met a man in the mortal realm by chance, she made a private vow with him. But her lover was a human, and humans would be born, grow old, get sick, and die. That female master god used the forbidden witchcraft refining technique of the divine realm to refine the life and death talisman that could make people immortal. She refined the life and death talisman and implanted it into her lover's body. From then on, the two of them lived a happy life in the mortal realm. But about 100 years later, the matter of the life and death talisman was unfortunately known by the female master god's sworn enemy. That jealous master god reported this matter to the god emperor of the divine realm. If a person in the mortal realm wanted to become a god, he had to go through thousands of difficulties and dangers. He had to walk the path of the gods before he could become a god. This female master god's practice violated the rules of the divine realm. After the god emperor learned of this matter, the female master god and her lover were captured and brought back to the divine realm. Then what happened? Yin Sheng didn't expect that there was such a story behind this bloody life and death talisman. That master god was removed from the divine realm and sent to the mortal realm. Her lover was imprisoned in the divine realm. The master god also turned the life and death talisman into a witchcraft life and death talisman. Every day and night, it lived by devouring flesh and blood. The two of them couldn't be together for eternity. Later, the whereabouts of the life and death talisman was unknown. Popo had an impression of this story because she was moved by the female master god's infatuation. Hearing this story, everyone fell silent. Yin Sheng's heart was also very melancholy. Her experience with Yi Biming was a little similar to that pitiful god's love. Chapter 1356. They were clearly in love, yet they couldn't be together. She originally thought that the god realm was a carefree place, but she didn't know that the god emperor was heartless and would do such a cold-blooded thing. As Yin Sheng was thinking, her hand suddenly felt warm. Yi Biming's hand had quietly grabbed hers. The man's large hand hugged her tightly. He looked at Yun Sheng with a determined gaze. Seeing Yi Biming's focused gaze, Yun Sheng's heart moved. No, she and Night Fox were much better than that pair of lovers. At least she and Yi Baiming could still see each other. They weren't separated by so many gods' rules and commandments. No wonder the great witch doctor was willing to let Hu Linglong use such a god-tier shaman tool. I'm afraid she already knew about the dangers of the life and death talisman. Yun Sheng looked at Hu Linglong, who had already turned into a dried corpse, and couldn't help but sigh. Yun Sheng, could it be that the reason the ancient forbidden curse delayed its activation was because of the life and death talisman? Yi Baiming suddenly asked after listening for a while. Yi Baiming had already suspected that the reason the ancient forbidden curse didn't activate was not a coincidence, but because Hu Linglong just happened to have the life and death talisman on her. That's possible. The life and death talisman's effect is very strange. It actually carries a portion of the light attribute. It might be able to suppress a portion of the effects of the ancient forbidden curse. However, that's only a portion. You saw it too. Du Guxiu turned into a ruthless black Qilin in the end and killed Hu Linglong. Bobo stuck out her tongue. She didn't expect so many things to happen when she wasn't by her master's side. But fortunately, the Qilin boy is back. With him around, he can better protect her master. Du Guxiu can go to hell. Bobo, if you implant the life and death talisman into my body, wouldn't you be deliberately alleviating a portion of the ancient forbidden curse's power? Yi Baiming pondered for a moment, then suddenly asked, No, Night Fox, that's too dangerous. Yin Sheng was also frightened by Yi Baiming's bold idea. He clearly knew how powerful the life and death talisman was, yet he still chose to use it. It should have a certain effect, but Qilin boy, have you thought it through? This is still quite dangerous. Popo's face was full of worry. My strength is much stronger than Hu Linglong's, and I'm also a man. I believe I can suppress it for a long time. Also, even if there's danger, I can dig it out when the time comes, Yi Baiming said very calmly. Before finding the ancient forbidden curse, he was willing to try any method that could alleviate the effects of the ancient forbidden curse. Under Yi Baiming's insistence, Yun Sheng had no choice but to agree and temporarily implant the life and death talisman into his body. Implanting the life and death talisman was not an easy task. The master Magus doctor of the Celestial Fox clan had only learned how to implant the life and death talisman skillfully after years of changing patients. If it were other master Magus doctors, if they were not careful in implanting the life and death talisman, it was very likely that they would die. Fortunately, Yin Sheng was good at all kinds of surgeries. She took out a scalpel, and after sifting through it, she decided to implant the life and death talisman into Yi Baiming's arm. When the sharp scalpel cut Yi Baiming's skin, dark red blood flowed out. Yin Sheng could not help but tremble slightly. Yi Baiming, however, had a smile on his face and did not feel the slightest bit of pain. As soon as Yin Sheng removed the heavenly thorn cage, the life and death talisman was like a cat that smelled blood. It drilled into Yi Baiming's arm. As soon as the life and death talisman drilled into his arm, it quickly disappeared. The wound on Yi Baiming's arm also healed at an astonishing speed. In just the blink of an eye, his skin had recovered to its original state. It did not look like there was any wound at all. Seeing that Yi Baiming did not seem to have any abnormalities, Yin Sheng could not help but heave a sigh of relief. Everything was silent. Somewhere in Sky Harmony City, a black shadow was curled up on the ground. It was a black-colored demonic beast. At this moment, its eyes were blood red, and it did not know where to go. This demonic beast was none other than Du Guxiu, who had also been poisoned by Yi Baiming. He had tried to steal a chicken only to end up losing the rice used to lure it. After leaving the Duga residence, he had been reduced to this state. Vice Patriarch, you don't look very good now. A ghostly figure appeared beside the demonic beast. The high priest of the beast god, Alter, took out a bottle of holy water and gave it to Du Guxiu, who had transformed into a demonic beast, to drink. After a while, the baleful aura on Du Guxiu's body gradually dissipated, and he once again transformed back into his human form. His red hair scattered in a sorry state. Du Guxiu's mood could no longer be described as gloomy. He had actually been schemed against by Yi Baiming. He could imagine that at this moment, Yi Biming must be extremely pleased with himself because of this matter. High Priest, you and Yi Biming worked together to frame me. Duguxiu was infuriated. He punched the wall beside him, and the 2-meter-tall wall shattered with a loud bang, collapsing to the ground. That's not it. Vice Patriarch, please don't misunderstand. I only found out about the matter regarding the X drug after the fact. The High Priest awkwardly coughed a few times. He also did not expect that Yi Biming, who usually looked cold and aloof, was actually someone who liked to pretend to be a pig to eat a tiger. However, those who harmed others would eventually harm themselves. If Duguxiu had not harbored evil intentions, Yi Biming would not have had the opportunity to take advantage of him. Yi Biming and Duguxiu both possessed extraordinary talent. However, in terms of strategy, Yi Biming was still slightly better. What's more, Deputy Patriarch, this time, you have profited from a disaster. At the very least, the ancient forbidden curse on your body has been removed. If you don't believe me, you can give it a try. After saying that, the High Priest stepped aside. Behind him, there was a carriage. Duguxiu was a little confused. Although he had done that thing with Hu Linglong, he did not feel the effects of the ancient forbidden curse on his body. He walked in front of the carriage and lifted the curtain. Lifting the curtain, a beautiful young woman was lying on the carriage. The woman was not old, at most 28 years old. She was completely naked. Although she was not as beautiful as Yun Sheng, her skin was as white as goat's milk. Her figure was slim, and her private parts were clearly visible. This woman is also a woman from the Celestial Fox tribe, the High Priest said from the side. Looking at the woman in the carriage, the remnants of the X drug's effects seemed to be acting up again. Duguxiu did not say a word and got into the carriage. An hour later, he got out of the carriage. Tell me, how do you want to cooperate with me? Duguxiu tidied his clothes and transformed back into the cold deputy patriarch of the Qilin tribe. It's very simple. I know that you have always been dissatisfied with He Yao and his daughter. You have ascended to the position of Black Qilin tribe's patriarch. I can help you fulfill your wish, and my reward is the Qilin King's relic. The High Priest's words made Duguxiu frown. Although Duguxiu was the deputy patriarch of the Black Qilin tribe, he had always coveted the position of patriarch. Not only the position of patriarch, but his ambition was even greater. He wanted to control the 2 continents, 8 desolates, and Wuji. Chapter 1357. Duguxiu had never mentioned the matter of conquering the continent to anyone. But the man in front of him, whose appearance he couldn't see clearly, the beast god Alter's High Priest, whom he had only met once or twice, actually saw through him. Just who was he? Subconsciously, Duguxiu wasn't willing to cooperate with the High Priest. Even without you, I can still rely on my own strength to become the Black Qilin tribe's patriarch. Although the High Priest's conditions were very tempting, Duguxiu didn't agree rashly. Originally, you could, but now that Yi Biming has appeared, that might not be the case. Not only the Black Qilin tribe's patriarch, but also the person in your heart, Yi Biming, is your strongest competitor. The High Priest's words were like a sharp knife that sliced through Duguxiu's heart until it was dripping with blood. Duguxiu clenched his fists. Although he didn't want to admit it, the High Priest was right. Since he was born, why would Liang be born? If Yi Biming was not around, Yunsheng and the hegemony of the continent would be within reach. But Yi Biming was obstructing him. Tonight's matter was the best proof. Not only that, I can also help you abolish the Black Qilin tribe's rules and let you marry Yunsheng. These are all things you want. The High Priest's words were like a poisonous snake that possessed inconceivable enticement. But you also know that the Qilin King's relic is in He Linlin's hands. Besides, other than the people of the Black Qilin tribe, no one else is able to absorb the Qilin King's relic's energy. Duguxiu had heard that even He Linlin was unable to absorb the Qilin King's relic's energy. Vice Patriarch, you don't need to worry about this. It's almost dawn. The 3rd day of the arena competition is about to begin. We'll meet again at the core competition. You still have a few days to consider. The High Priest smiled and mysteriously disappeared under the light of the sun. Duguxiu stood in place for a moment. Then, he suddenly turned around. A bloody smell filled the air, and the carriage was covered in blood. After Yunsheng helped Yi Baiming implant the life and death talisman in his body, she left the inn. It was already early in the morning. She returned to the Dugu residence alone. When he reached the gate of the mansion, he met Duguxiu, who was emitting a cold aura. Seeing that Duguxiu had already transformed into a human, Yunsheng suppressed the astonishment on her face. When Duguxiu saw Yunsheng, his expression kept changing. Something seemed to be brewing in his eagle eyes. What he didn't know was that Yunsheng had seen everything he had done last night. Seeing Yunsheng, Duguxiu couldn't help but recall the embarrassing incident from last night. But that was good too. The ancient forbidden curse on his body had been removed. One day he would ruthlessly press down on this torturous little vixen in front of him and torture her. He didn't say a word. He snorted coldly and left without paying attention to Yunsheng. Duguxiu seemed to be different from before. Yunsheng pondered as she walked towards her courtyard. Yunsheng, thank the heavens you're still here. We thought you'd been abducted too. As soon as she stepped into the courtyard, she saw Lu Yunshuang and the others, as well as Yushang, Hu Qinxiu, and a group of Celestial Fox tribe warriors. They were all standing in the courtyard. What happened? Yunsheng had gone out last night. Things had happened so suddenly that she didn't have time to tell Lu Yunshuang. Looking at the dark circles under her eyes and the weariness on her face, it was obvious that she hadn't slept well last night. The others looked about the same. Song Shui is missing. Song Shui was one of the female warriors participating in the Celestial Fox tribe's competition this time. Last night, she had not returned after going to the toilet. When the female Celestial Fox warrior who lived with her realized that something was wrong, she immediately reported it to Hu Qinxiu. Everyone searched for the whole night, but found nothing. The disappearance of the female Celestial Fox warrior was quickly reported, and Duguxiu immediately ordered people to search the city. However, there were still no clues until the day before the competition. With one less person, the Celestial Fox tribe had automatically forfeited a spot in the competition. Yunsheng vaguely felt that something was amiss, but she couldn't pinpoint what exactly was wrong. The competition on the third day was held as usual. After that day, no one challenged Yunsheng. Yunsheng randomly picked a warrior from the Green Nether Wolf tribe and kicked him out of the arena with a few moves. On the other side, the Chinese Bobo's tribe had also begun to show their prowess. The disguised Bobo, Boss Pengyu, and Queen Night Charm were like the iron triangle in the arena. On the third day, each of them fought 3 rounds in a row and won all 3 rounds. Yushang and Lu Yunshuang also won a round each. In addition, Rita, Silver Rock, Green Fong, and a few other young leaders of the Bakra Orcs also went up and won 3 points each. When the third day of the competition ended, it became the day with the highest number of matches and the highest number of participants in a single day. There were already more than 12 contestants who had obtained more than 2 points. These 12 people were the most likely contestants to enter the core competition. On the fourth day, everything went smoothly. In the last 2 days, Yunsheng and Yushang both won 3 points each. With a total of 6 points, they directly advanced to the core competition. In the Chinese tribe, the Iron Triangle also won 2 points. Lu Yunshuang also advanced to the core competition with a total of 5 points. On the 5th day, Rita led 2 of her tribesmen, Silver Rock, and 1 of her tribesmen, Green Fong, and 1 of her tribesmen, 2 Nine Phoenixes, 2 Black Cheelants, and 2 D clan members. In addition to the 3 women from the Celestial Fox tribe, there were 3 Chinese. In total, 19 people advanced to the core competition. In addition to the 9 upper-ranking orcs who were seeded contestants and 3 from the Beast God Altar, there were a total of 31 contestants who advanced to the core competition. In terms of numbers, the 3 upper-ranking orcs had the highest number of contestants. Each of them had 5 contestants, followed by Celestial Fox, Behemoth, and the Chinese tribe. On the other hand, the 2 middle-ranking orcs, Peng Yu and Green Hell Wolf, only had 2 contestants. This result had greatly exceeded everyone's expectations. The 5-day competition has come to an end. In 3 days, the core competition will be held. The core competition will be. Duguxiu announced the results of the competition. Just as he was about to announce the schedule of the core competition, a black whirlwind gushed up from the ground. The entire arena was razed to the ground in an instant. A man as majestic as a mountain appeared. His eyes were as sharp as blades, and his aura was like that of a sovereign. It was as if nothing in front of him mattered to him. Hey Yao! A few of the desolate clan leaders looked at the destroyed stage. Congratulations on coming out of seclusion, tribe leader. Hey Linlin, Duguxiu, and the Qilin tribe elders all knelt down. Hey Yao's threatening eyes first landed on the high priest of the beast god altar, then on Yi Baiming, then on Hey Linlin and Duguxiu. Finally, his gaze swept across all the Bakra orcs present. When he saw Yi Baiming and Yun Sheng, a muffled snort came from the tip of his nose. His killing intent was awe-inspiring. Chapter 1358. Hey Linlin and Duguxiu's hearts skipped a beat. Both of them began to worry about Yi Baiming and Yun Sheng. Yi Baiming was He Yao's son, but he did not listen to He Yao's orders and had made him his enemy several times. As for Yun Sheng, she had fought with He Yao twice and had even injured him. They thought that He Yao would only come out of seclusion after the core competition, but they never expected him to come out today. He Yao had been in seclusion for several years. Yi Baiming secretly observed He Yao and realized that the aura around him was like the vast sky. It was impossible to see the bottom of it. Could it be that He Yao's strength had improved? For him to successfully come out of seclusion this time, it meant that his divine power had improved and he had broken through to the martial god realm. Above the martial god realm was the demigod realm. That meant that He Yao's current strength was second to none in the Bahuang continent. The moment He Yao appeared, the other desolate tribe patriarchs' auras were automatically suppressed. The entire place fell silent. No one knew why He Yao had come out of seclusion early this time. Good, very good. I never expected that so many talents would appear in this Bahuang tribe competition. Although He Yao was furious, he was still a tribe patriarch, and he was the host of the Bahuang tribe competition. Naturally, he cannot openly kill someone in front of everyone. Patriarch He Yao, you came at the right time. I originally wanted to discuss something with all the tribe patriarchs. This matter is related to the core competition of the Bahuang tribe competition. Among all the beast tribe patriarchs present, only the high priest was not afraid of He Yao's power. He casually walked up to He Yao and stood shoulder to shoulder with He Yao. Oh, the high priest is a rare guest. Since you have come to my black Qilin tribal nation, I will naturally respect the high priest's wishes. Although He Yao was arrogant, he was still polite to the high priest. The core competition of the Bahuang tribe competition has been held many times. The format is similar every time, so this time, I would like to make a bold suggestion. Why don't we change it this time? The high priest said, every year, the Bahuang clan competition was held according to the rules of the elimination round. In the end, the top 3 would be decided and the high-ranking beasts would be determined. Then, the order of the middle-ranking and low-ranking beasts would be determined according to their respective results. This rule had not been shaken for thousands of years. This was the first time the beast god altar was participating in the Bahuang clan competition, and they proposed to change the rules of the competition. This point was very surprising. However, most of the beasts agreed with the high priest's suggestion. After all, the elimination round was held by drawing lots. The beast race, which had the most people entering the core competition, had a certain advantage, and vice versa. The high priest's suggestion is not bad. I also feel that it is too boring to keep using elimination rounds. Peng Wanli from the Featherpeng clan and Qing Yan from the Blue Hell Wolf clan, who had the least number of participants in the core competition, quickly agreed. What a joke! They only had 2 participants in the core competition. With the fewest people, the chances of being eliminated were higher. The Celestial Fox tribe and the Chinese tribe, who were originally low-ranking beasts, were aggressive. If they were unlucky, they would be eliminated directly. In the end, the middle-ranking beasts would become low-ranking beasts. At that time, not only would they lose face, they would also have to give up their respective territories. This would not be worth the loss. As for Hu Qinxiu, Li Pa clan leader, and the other two high-ranking beasts, they did not directly express their opinions. Whether it was the elimination round or any other format, He Yao had full confidence in winning against the Black Qilin tribe. Since that's the case, then may I ask the High Priest what new format should be used for the core competition of the Ba Huang clan competition this time? He Yao asked. The High Priest did not answer directly. He only took out something. That thing was quietly placed in his palm. It was a tower-sized thing. It looked like a stone sculpture model. It was not big and was completely bronze. One look and one could tell that it was old. Ba Huang Tower? When they saw this thing, other than Peng Yu, the other clan leaders were shocked. Even He Yao's expression changed. Ba Huang Tower was not something that everyone on the continent knew about. Only the clan leaders of the major beasts knew about it. Even He Linlin and the others had not seen Ba Huang Tower before. The biggest reason why the beast god altar could be on equal footing with the high-ranking beasts and even the Black Qilin tribe for so many years was because of this Ba Huang Tower. Back then, the Bakra orcs were severely injured by the 8 powerhouses of the Boundless World and had to escape from the Boundless World. This matter had been a disgrace in the hearts of the Bakra orcs for so many years. The ancestors of the 8 Wastelands Beast clan had always wanted to cleanse this humiliation with blood. Based on their memories, as well as the memories of the Beast clan elders who had experienced that great battle, they had created a set of 8 Wastelands Dark Divine artifacts. However, the evil aura of these Ba Huang Dark Divine weapons was too strong. In order to suppress the evil aura of these Ba Huang Dark Divine weapons, the ancestors sealed these Ba Huang Dark Divine weapons in the Ba Huang Tower. There were a total of 8 floors in the Ba Huang Tower. Each floor contained a Ba Huang Dark Divine weapon. However, after the Ba Huang Tower was built, the people who had participated in the construction of this tower had died one after another. The Ba Huang Tower was taken away by the beast god altar. It had not been seen in the world for thousands of years. They did not expect the High Priest to take out the Ba Huang Tower for this Ba Huang clan competition. Everyone, may I know if the Ba Huang Tower is qualified to be used as part of the core competition of the Ba Huang clan competition? The High Priest asked. High Priest, this is a serious matter. Why don't we discuss it first? He Yao said in a deep voice when he saw the hesitation on the faces of the clan leaders. He Yao did not include Peng Yu, the clan leader of the Chinese tribe. In his opinion, the Chinese tribe was just a bunch of motley crew. They were not qualified to be compared to the Bakra orcs. He Yao immediately decided to hold an impromptu meeting with the High Priest and the other clan leaders. The contestants who had entered the core competition temporarily stayed where they were, taking a short break and waiting for the final decision. After everyone was seated, He Yao said directly, Clan leaders, what do you think about the Ba Huang Tower? Although He Yao was the strongest among the Bakra orcs, he was the youngest in terms of experience. He wanted to ask for the opinions of the other clan leaders. I think this matter is a little risky. The clan leader of the Jiulwan clan spoke first. The clan leader of the Jiulwan clan did not have a good impression of the beast god altar. He always felt that the High Priest was a little eccentric. I think so too. It's too risky to let these children enter. The clan leader of the D clan agreed. I don't think it's a big deal. It's just a trial. The remaining contestants are the elites of the various clans, but they are still young. If they have the chance to try the power of the Ba Huang divine artifact, it will be beneficial for them. The clan leader of the Lipa clan was as resolute as ever. If it were not for her inconvenient identity, she would have tried the power of the Ba Huang divine artifact. After all the clan leaders present were born and raised in the Ba Huang continent. They had not seen the true power of the Ba Huang divine artifact. High Priest, everyone here is the leader of the various beast clans. If you have any intention, you can say it directly. He Yao asked the High Priest directly. Clan leader He Yao, you are indeed sharp. The High Priest smiled. Actually, my purpose this time is not only to enter the core competition. My real intention is to unlock the seal of the Ba Huang divine artifact. The high priest's words stunned the other clan leaders. They hadn't expected the high priest's true intentions to be like this. High priest, what is your intention to unlock the Ba Huang divine artifact? The clan leaders were still a little hesitant. To be honest, I only recently learned that the seal of the Dutian blood realm can be broken by using the Ba Huang divine artifact. The high priest said. Hearing the high priest's words, the expressions of the patriarchs changed. Chapter 1359. After a quarter of an hour, the clan leaders and the high priest walked out after a discussion. Just as the high priest said, the Ba Huang clan competition's core competition will be held in the Ba Huang Tower. He Yao announced the results of the clan leaders' discussion. Yun Sheng and the others did not know what the clan leaders were talking about. However, it was rare for the clan leaders to reach an agreement. The high priest seemed to have expected this result. Since the clan leaders have already decided, that's great. 3 days later, I will bring the 8 Wastelands Tower to the plaza. At that time, I will announce the specific challenge mode. After the high priest finished speaking, he put away the 8 Wastelands Tower in his hand. The various beasts also dispersed one by one. The contestants who had advanced to the next round were all overjoyed, while the ones who had been eliminated were all dejected. Everyone was eagerly awaiting the core competition that would be held in 3 days. As soon as he returned to the Duga mansion, Hu Qinshou put away the smile on his face and gathered Yun Sheng, Lu Yunshuang, and Yu Shan. Listen up, the 3 of you. I know there's been animosity between the 3 of you, especially between Yun Sheng and Yu Shan. Both of you remember that the interests of the Celestial Fox Tribe are the most important. If any of you dare to cause trouble, I will not let you off easily. Hu Qinshou attached great importance to the Ba Huang Tower challenge this time. He was a genuine villain. In front of He Yao, he was like an obedient grandson, but in front of Yin Sheng and the others, he had a different face. He looked like a high and mighty clan leader, and people could not help but want to despise him. Fortunately, the 3 women were used to it and could not be bothered to argue with him. Clan leader, what is that Ba Huang dark divine weapon? Are they very powerful? Lu Yunshuang asked. In short, they are very powerful. After entering the Ba Huang Tower, the 3 of you must take care of each other. Hu Qinshou coughed awkwardly. Yinxing only found it funny. Hu Qinshou had never seen an Ba Huang divine weapon, let alone a Ba Huang dark divine weapon. Among everyone, only Yun Sheng, Yi Baiming, Dugu Xiu, and Bobo had seen a real Ba Huang divine weapon. The warriors in the Ba Huang continent had only heard of the Ba Huang divine weapon, but had never really fought it. Yin Sheng had many Ba Huang divine weapons on her, and Yi Baiming and Dugu Xiu each had a part of the halberd of the divine battle god. Even so, Yin Sheng was not too confident about this trip to the Ba Huang Tower. Although she had the demon summoning hand, the immortal holy grail, the nether ghost key, the magical bracelet, the heart's sorrow lantern, and the heavenly fate mirror, the 6-8 desolation divine artifacts in her possession were not as powerful as the 8 desolation divine artifacts in the era of the 8 desolation experts, especially the heavenly fate mirror, which was already damaged. The Ba Huang dark divine weapon in the Ba Huang Tower was made by the ancestors of the Bakra orcs by imitating the first-generation Ba Huang divine weapon. Its power should be on par with the first-generation Ba Huang divine weapon. Yin Sheng felt that the Grand Priest's goal was not so simple. However, this was only Yin Sheng's personal guess. As for the specifics, she would only know after she entered the 8 Wastelands Tower. In the remaining 3 days, Yin Sheng did not go out again. She used these 3 days to comprehend the master of the 8 Tails inheritance. Dugu Xiu was also nowhere to be seen. It seemed that after He Yao came out, Dugu Xiu became busy. Finally, on the morning of the 3rd day, Yun Sheng opened her eyes. I still failed. In her eyes, there was some frustration. These few days, she worked hard day and night, thinking that she could have a breakthrough. But for some reason, every time she reached the final stage of comprehending the Ba Huang inheritance, there seemed to be something blocking her, preventing her from breaking through. Fine, let's finish the Ba Huang Tower's mission first. Yun Sheng walked out of the room. Hu Qinxiu and the others were already waiting outside. Yun Shuang, when we enter the Bahuang Tower later, try to go with me. Yin Sheng had long regarded Lu Yunshuang as one of her own. The dangers in the Bahuang Tower were unknown. If Lu Yunshuang went with her, they could take care of each other. The four of them arrived at the square. The Winged Rock Tribe and the Green Nether Wolf Tribe of the 8 major beast tribes had already arrived. When Silver Rock saw Yun Sheng, his eyes blazed with hatred. What kind of luck did you have to make it all the way to the core competition? But your luck has come to an end. You're dead meat in the Bahuang Tower, Silver Rock said viciously. Young clan leader, if you really have the ability, why didn't you challenge me directly during the challenge competition? Or are you saying that you don't dare to make a move and plan to join forces with your scoundrel friends after entering the Bahuang Tower? Yin Sheng glanced at Silver Rock. Silver Rock was exposed by Yin Sheng. No matter how thick-skinned he was, he could not help but blush. Silver Rock had originally planned to challenge Yun Sheng directly during the challenge competition. He did not expect Yun Sheng to kill Li Liqing of the Black Qilin tribe as soon as she entered the arena. For a moment, Silver Rock did not dare to make a move. He secretly thought that he was no match for him alone. However, his good friend Qing Ye had entered the core competition with him. This time, the assessment was held in the Bahuang Tower. When the time came, he and Qing Ye would work together. After all, a total of 4 people from the Winged Rock Tribe and the Green Netherwolf Tribe had entered the Bahuang Tower. Yin Sheng and the others only had 3 people. Moreover, there was Yu Shang, who did not get along with Yin Sheng. 4 against 2. He did not believe that he would not be able to kill Yin Sheng. Silver Rock, why are you wasting your breath on this woman? I remember now. You are that bastard from the Dutian Blood Realm. A bastard from the Boundless Continent actually managed to sneak into the Bahuang clan competition of the highest standards in the Bahuang continent. I really don't know what the Celestial Fox tribe is doing, Qingya of the Green Nether Wolf tribe said from the side. They boasted that they were the elites of the younger generation in the Bahuang continent. They were all very proud. Who knew that they could not even be compared to a mixed-blood bastard? They could not help but feel jealous. Who are you calling a bastard? Qingye just finished speaking when a chill came from behind him. There was a cold voice behind his ear. In the next moment, young patriarch Qingye's feet left the ground. What are you doing? Silver Rock was shocked, but he did not dare to go forward. Qingye's face was pale. Qingye, who was no less than 9 meters tall, was lifted up by Yi Baiming like a little chick by the neck. It turned out that Qingye's insults to Yun Sheng had been overheard by Yi Baiming, who had just walked in. He was still dressed in black today. When he walked, the golden patterns on his sleeves flowed like flowing light. His black hair was casually tied up with a black hairband. A few strands of hair fell to the side of his face. He had an indescribable sense of indolence and elegance. However, Yi Baiming's black eyes were dense and filled with murderous intent. His index finger and thumb pinched Qingye's throat. He only needed to exert a little force to crush Qingye to death. Anyone who insulted Yin Sheng would be killed. Put him down, High Priest. Don't you care about your disciple? Patriarch Qing Yin wanted to go forward, but he realized that as a martial god, he could not get close to Yi Baiming. There seemed to be an invisible wall of fighting energy around him that prevented people from getting close to him. Qing Yin had only encountered such a situation with He Yao. However, the young man in front of him was much younger than He Yao. Could it be that his strength was similar to He Yao's? Chapter 1360. Thinking that Yi Baiming's strength might be similar to He Yao's, Qing Yin dared not act rashly. He could only look to the high priest for help. Qing Yin, Master brought you in. Cultivation depends on the individual. This is a private matter between them. As elders, it's better for us not to interfere. The high priest replied indifferently. He knew that Yi Baiming always had a sense of propriety. Qing Yin was so angry that his face turned pale. He could only glare anxiously at him. You can kill me if you can. Qing Yin's face had turned purple from anger. I don't need to be capable to kill you. Yi Baiming snorted. To him, killing Qing Yin was as easy as crushing an ant. I'm cursing that woman. What does that have to do with you? Xingya's eyes were about to roll back. He didn't understand. He was cursing that bastard of the celestial fox people. What did it have to do with this malefic? She's my woman. What do you think? Yi Baiming didn't even frown. He swung his hand and flung Qingya away as if he was throwing trash. Qingya did not have the strength to retaliate. When he flung out his hand, he felt that a few of the bones in his chest had been shattered. His woman? These words were spoken in a domineering manner. The people of the celestial fox people, as well as the people of the 3 superior beast clans and the behemoth tribe who had just arrived, all heard it clearly. Green and Dugu Xiu's expressions darkened. He Linlin and Yu Shang's eyes were filled with jealousy. Yun Sheng suddenly became the focus of everyone's attention. So she had this kind of relationship with the high priest's last disciple. As for Boss Peng Feather and the rest, they looked at Yun Sheng with ambiguous faces. Yun Sheng blushed red, not knowing what to do with her hands and feet. That damned Yi Baiming. She told him to keep a low profile, but he ignored her completely. However, the words as woman seemed to be quite pleasant to hear. Yun Sheng felt a sweet feeling in her heart. Good job, Qilin boy. Bobo secretly gave Yi Baiming a thumbs up. Yin Peng and Qing Yu were so angry that they nearly vomited blood. Yin Peng helped the battered and exhausted Qing Yu up, and the two of them secretly exchanged glances. With Yi Baiming around, they couldn't do anything to Yun Sheng. However, they didn't believe that after entering the Ba Huang Tower, that brat would still be able to follow behind his woman. Remember, those who insult Yun Sheng will only die. Yi Baiming walked behind the high priestess without blushing. Patriarch He Yao. This man publicly insulted. Patriarch Qing Yin wanted to complain when he saw his son being humiliated, but He Yao gave him a cold stare. He was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat and swallowed the words on the tip of his tongue. He Linlin watched from the side and sneered. What a blind man. He didn't even ask about the relationship between Yi Baiming and He Yao. Although He Yao didn't like Yi Baiming, blood was thicker than water. He Yao was the most protective. In his opinion, he could deal with Yi Baiming, but other beasts shouldn't even think about it. When He Yao saw that scene, just now, all sorts of feelings welled up in his heart. He Yao's attitude towards Yi Baiming had always been subtle. He was very angry. Yi Baiming was his flesh and blood, but he didn't listen to him and disrespected his elders time and time again. However, He Yao liked this son very much at the same time. He didn't lose out to He Linlin, who had always been by his side. That was because Yi Baiming's mother, Li Qingsheng, was the only woman He Yao had truly loved in his life. Back then, He Yao had also treated Li Qingsheng with sincerity. Yi Baiming's personality and talent were the most similar to He Yao's. In terms of feelings, he was the same as He Yao. He was very clear about love and hate. His protection of Yun Sheng reminded He Yao of himself and Li Qingsheng back then. Back then, if he had been a little more persistent and brought Li Qingsheng away from the Boundless Continent, or if he had let go of everything in the 8 Desolates Continent and lived in seclusion with Li Qingsheng, perhaps everything would have been different. Yi Baiming probably wouldn't have hated his father so much. Unfortunately, she had already left. No matter how many possibilities there were, it was futile. As for Hu Qinxiu, he had mixed feelings. He looked at Yun Sheng, then at Yi Baiming, then at the 9 Luan tribe's young master Lu. No matter how he looked at it, he felt that there was something wrong with the 3 of them. This was troublesome. So, Yun Sheng and the high priest's last disciple had that kind of relationship. That damned Yun Sheng. Why didn't she say it earlier? He had to think carefully about whether he should curry favor with the 9 Luan tribe or switch to the beast god altar. However, Hu Qinxiu immediately understood. After the 8 Desolates Tower, he would curry favor with whoever was stronger. Everyone, since everyone is here, the last round of the 8 Desolates tribe competition, the 8 Desolates Tower, should begin. Seeing that everyone was ready, the high priest took out the 8 Desolates Tower. The 8 Desolates Tower was small and exquisite in the high priest's hands. Just as everyone was curious about how to enter this plaything, the high priest waved his hand. The 8 Desolates Tower flew into the air and spun. A burst of light overflowed, and the 8 Desolates Tower was bathed in a gentle moonlight. The Bahuang Tower continued to transform, gradually growing bigger and bigger. It fell from the sky to the ground, and with a boom, the earth shook. On the plaza, 100-meter-tall pagoda with auspicious light appeared. But strangely, the 8 Desolates Tower didn't have any doors or windows. The entire tower looked like it was made of molten iron. After the 8 Desolates Tower appeared, the high priest drew a magic array. Let me remind everyone that the 8 Desolates divine tool is hidden in the 8 Desolates Tower. Your mission is to find the 8 Desolates dark divine tool and break the seal. According to the time you leave the tower, the final winner will be determined. The high priest announced the situation of the 8 Desolates Tower. As for the structure of the 8 Desolates Tower, where the 8 Desolates dark divine tool was hidden and what the seal was like, even the high priest didn't know. After all, after the 8 Desolates Tower was built, other than the ancient 8 Desolates tribe's ancestors, no one else knew the structure of the 8 Desolates Tower. At the same time, he also told everyone that those who didn't obtain the 8 Desolates dark divine tool didn't need to worry, because in a month's time, he would teleport the losers out. Hearing the high priest's words, everyone's expression slightly relaxed. I wish everyone good luck and obtain the 8 Desolates dark divine tool as soon as possible, the high priest said and retreated to the side. The people of the 8 beast tribes walked into the magic array one by one. The first was the Black Chilin tribe, the Nine Wan tribe, the D clan, and then the beast god altar. Yun Sheng and the others were the second last to enter the 8 Desolates Tower. After all, the 20 or so core contestants of the 8 Desolate tribe competition entered the 8 Desolates Tower. The magic array that entered the 8 Desolates Tower was like a candle flame that was blown out by the wind, instantly disappearing. And at the bottom of the 8 Desolates Tower, more than 20 different colored bright spots appeared. Chapter 1361. The bright spots that appeared on the first level of the Bahuang Tower represented the different beast clans of the 8 major beast clans, according to their color. I wonder who will be the first to come out this time, the high priest said with a smile. From what I see, it has to be young clan leader He Lin Lin and high priest closed-door disciples. Both of them are dragons and phoenixes among men. They will definitely be able to take the lead. Hu Qinxiu flattered by the side. Hu Qinxiu, there should be a limit to your flattery. Why do you have to boost others' morale and diminish your own? Don't you want the Celestial Fox tribe to come out first? Clan leader Li Pa could not bear to see Hu Qinxiu's face and sneered. Those 3 silly little girls can't even reach the stage. How can they be compared to the few young clan leaders? Although Hu Qinxiu said that, his fox-like eyes kept glancing at the Bahuang Tower from time to time, looking at the bright white spots that represented Yin Sheng and the others. At this moment, the 20 or so bright spots had begun to move. Inside the Bahuang Tower, Yun Sheng and the others felt the ground beneath their feet shift. The square disappeared, and an open space appeared in front of them. As soon as everyone stepped out of the magic array, it disappeared. In the next month, unless someone could successfully pass the level, everyone could only stay in the tower. Fortunately, everyone was skilled. With the help of pills, it was not a big deal to not eat or drink for a month. Compared to the Bahuang Tower's gorgeous exterior, the inside of the tower was very simple. Although there were no doors or windows, the inside of the tower was bright, as if there was an illuminating magic array operating continuously. When Yun Sheng entered the Bahuang Tower, she had the illusion that she had entered the magic tower of the Royal Academy. This was because the spiritual power in the Bahuang Tower was much more than in the outside world. It must be because the imitation Bahuang divine instrument had been kept in the Bahuang Tower for so many years. This tower is so big. Lu Yunchuang opened her eyes and looked around. More than 20 people stood in the tower, but did not seem crowded at all. The others were also speechless. Yun Sheng, on the other hand, did not feel anything strange. Speaking of which, the Bahuang Tower was somewhat similar to the Linglong Beast Tower in her possession. They could both expand and shrink at will. The challenge had not officially begun, but another battle had already begun. After the 20 or so people entered the Beast Tower, they spontaneously dispersed and stood with their respective factions, guarding against each other. The high priest had already explained the rules of the challenge. Whoever obtained the 8 Desolation Dark Divine Artifacts first would be the winner. However, there were only 8 Desolation Dark Divine Artifacts. There were over 20 of them. If they wanted to obtain the limited number of divine artifacts, they would have to fight. Especially towards the end, even if they were of the same race, they would compete to see who was better. Forming an alliance early would help to increase the chances of success. This was especially true for the Green Tooth and Silver Rock clans. Their clans had the least number of people. If they did not work together, they would definitely suffer. Bahuang, Bahuang, Bahuang. The Bahuang, 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 and Bahuang, Bahuang, Bahuang had the Bahuang, Bahuang, Bahuang. Purple of the D clan walked to Green's side. The animosity between them had been resolved. When she saw Purple and Green standing together, the expression of the young patriarch of the Beeman clan, Rita, turned gloomy. Hei Linlin glanced at the 3 people on the Beast God altar. Her meaning was clear. The other 2 disciples of the Beast God altar immediately understood and walked to Hei Linlin's side. However, Yi Baiming walked to Yun Sheng's side. Yi Baiming, you chose her? Believe it or not, I can kill her right now. Hei Linlin was very dissatisfied. She put down her status and took the initiative to show goodwill, but this man didn't appreciate it. How dare you? Yi Baiming, Duguxiu, and Green spoke at almost the same time. Hei Linlin was taken aback by the agreement of the 3 of them. Her complexion became even more unsightly. She had forgotten that Yun Sheng was a woman who was good at seduction. These men were all fascinated by her. Young Patriarch Hei Linlin, why don't we team up? Yu Sheng had long disliked Yun Sheng, especially now that she saw Yi Baiming, the reincarnation of Yi Xiu, only have eyes for Yun Sheng. Who do you think you are? Why do you have to work with me? Hei Linlin didn't even look at Yu Sheng. Her words made Yu Sheng feel embarrassed. Hei Linlin hated Celestial Fox. In her opinion, any Celestial Fox was bad. She had noticed that Yu Sheng's gaze had been on Yi Baiming ever since they entered the 8 Wastelands Tower. Yu Sheng was so angry that her face turned red. Miss Yu Sheng, if you don't mind, you can team up with us. Silver Rock had long coveted Yu Sheng's beauty. Now that he had a chance to please the beauty, he was naturally more than happy to do so. Yin Sheng and Lu Yinchuang were not at all surprised by Yu Sheng's betrayal. In fact, they were glad that this woman had left the camp early to avoid backstabbing them. Bobo, Boss Peng Yu, and the others followed their earlier discussion with Yin Sheng. They did not acknowledge Yin Sheng, but chose to team up with the Behemoth tribe for the time being. As a result, the original 9 factions were divided into 5 groups. Black Shilin and the Beast God Altar, Green and Z, Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming, Behemoth and the Chinese, and Silver Rock and Yushang. After each tribe was divided into groups, they began to look around, thinking of ways to get to the upper levels. That's strange. Why isn't there a staircase? Didn't they say there were 8 Wastelands divine weapons? Everyone walked around the tower. Yinsheng also found it strange. She secretly checked the 8 Wastelands divine weapons in her beast language ring. The 8 Wastelands divine weapons did not move. Just then, young clan leader Rita of the Behemoth tribe stepped on something. There was a loud thud in the tower. The originally ordinary-looking ceiling suddenly split in the middle, and a pitch-black starry sky appeared in front of everyone. Look, there's something up there. Someone yelled. Suddenly, many stars appeared in the starry sky. After a series of whistling sounds, everyone raised their heads to look at the sky. What's that? Like bats in the dark night or countless moths. Countless keys appeared in the starry sky of the 8 Wastelands Tower. These keys were about the same size and shape. Each key had magical wings or combat chi wings. When they saw these keys, everyone was stunned. There were so many of these keys, and they looked so special that no one had ever seen them before. These winged keys must have something to do with entering the next level of the 8 Wastelands Tower. Ha! Young clan leader Green, it seems like even the heavens are helping us this time. Silver Rock was excited when he saw those winged keys. Although the people here could transform magical wings or combat chi wings, in terms of agility, they were no match for Julwan and Pengyu, who were born as birds. Those keys flying in the air looked small and nimble. They were not easy to snatch. If you're interested, you can go first. Green shook his head. Chapter 1362. Green was much more cautious than Silver Rock. He felt that there was something wrong with these mysterious keys. Silver Rock thought that Green did not dare to go forward. Then I won't stand on ceremony. Qingya, just you wait. I'll take your share as well. Silver Rock was full of confidence. He and his subordinate, another rock warrior, immediately transformed into a bird and flew into the sky to snatch a key. Green and a few other Nine-Yuan warriors looked at the two rock warriors and flew up. His expression was somewhat deep. No one knew what he was thinking. Yinsheng subconsciously looked at the beast speech ring. Her Octotera divine weapons did not react. She thought that these keys would be related to the Octotera divine weapons, but now it seemed that there was no connection. Yinsheng guessed that these keys should be clues to find the Octotera divine weapons of darkness. At this moment, Silver Rock and the Rock Warrior had already flown into the sky. Beside that Peng Feather Warrior, a key flew past with a so sound. The key flapped its wings and emitted a dim light. The Rock Warrior was overjoyed. His 5 fingers hooked and grabbed the key's wings. Seeing that he had caught the key, the Rock Warrior cried out in joy, "Young Patriarch, I caught it." "Very good. Give the key to this young Patriarch." Silver Rock's eyes shone with greed. But at this moment, the key in the Rock Warrior's hand suddenly let out a shrill cry. "Ga!" The sharp sound made Silver Rock Warrior feel a dull pain in his head. He focused his eyes and found that the so-called key had unknowingly turned into a green-eyed bat with sharp teeth. The bat was only the size of a small white mouse and liked to eat human flesh. After biting the Rock Warrior's hand, he could not shake it off no matter how hard he tried. After the bat let out a warning sound, the keys in the sky also let out a shrill cry and turned into a large number of bat-like demonic beasts. There were so many of them that people could not help but be scared out of their wits. Seeing this scene, Silver Rock was so scared that he could not flap his wings and fell from the sky. "Help!" The Rock Warrior's voice became weaker and weaker. In the end, he was completely surrounded by the bats. His voice soon disappeared. By the time the swarm of bats dispersed, not even a single bone was left. A living person had been devoured, skin and bones included, just like that. When the crowd saw this scene, they were also shocked. This was especially true for the 9 Phoenix Race's warriors. Earlier, they were still grumbling in their hearts about why the feathery Peng race had taken the lead. Now that they saw this scene, they all rejoiced. Otherwise, they would be the ones who would be left without a corpse. A foul smell wafted over. Everyone looked over and saw that the Silver Rock Young clan leader was so frightened that he lost control of his bladder. "Useless thing." Hei Lin frowned in disgust. After those bats ate the human flesh, they turned back into keys and flew around the starry sky of the 8 desolate tower. If one didn't see it with their own eyes, no one would believe that these keys were actually terrifying, man-eating, vicious beasts. That rock warrior was able to enter the core competition. His strength was also not bad. He was at least a martial saint. However, in front of these mysterious demonic beasts that were only the size of small white mice, he was unable to resist at all. This caused everyone's expression to become serious. The teeth of those bat-like demonic beasts are poisonous. Once a person comes in contact with it, their entire body will be paralyzed. It will be very difficult to gather battle chi and magic power. Yinsheng suddenly said after watching from the side for a moment. Why do you need to say so much? It's not like we don't have eyes. We all have the antidote on us." Hei Lin said unhappily. Only Yinsheng knew medicine here. She was also the only one who could see that the bats were poisonous. These bats are demonic beasts left behind from ancient times. "Do you think your antidote will work?" Bo snorted. "Hei Lin, now is not the time to argue. Yinsheng, do you have the antidote on you?" Green knew that Yinsheng's medical skills were not ordinary. She walked forward and asked gently, "Of course I have the antidote. However, since some people don't care, why should I meddle in other people's business?" Yun Sheng said very leisurely. The poison of the ancient demonic beast was somewhat different from the poison of the current 8 Desolates continent. If there were witch doctors or light magicians present, perhaps there would be a way. Unfortunately, these were all warriors and magicians who did not know medicine. However, Yun Sheng had the immortal Holy Grail in her hands. She believed that with the water of life, she would definitely be able to detoxify the poison. "I don't believe that there isn't a bitch like you." Hei Linlin was about to open her mouth to curse when she saw Yi Baiming behind Yun Sheng looking at her coldly. She opened her mouth, but could only swallow the words that were about to come out. "You guys take the antidote and go up together." Hei Linlin still believed that those transformative bat keys were the key to entering the second floor of the 8 Desolates Tower. What Hei Linlin was talking about were the 3 black Qilin warriors other than Dugu Xiu. Dugu Xiu was the vice chief, and Hei Linlin could not order him around. Those 3 black Qilin warriors had bitter expressions on their faces. However, they could not go against their young chief's words. Thus, they could only brace themselves. After taking the antidote, the 3 of them transformed their battle chi into wings and rushed toward those flying keys. The black Qilin warriors were naturally not comparable to the Feather Pung clan's warriors. As soon as they went up, they activated their battle chi defense, preventing those flying keys from getting too close. One of them threw a punch at the flying keys. Not long after, the 3 warriors retreated in a sorry state. "Young chief, it's not enough." One of them was even injured. Although he had taken the antidote, the blood on that warrior's arm had already turned jet black. The area between his eyebrows had also turned black. The antidote could only slow down the reaction of the poison. It could not cure the poison. "Hey Lin, look at what you've done." After Dugu Xiu went up to check, his expression darkened. This woman was too concerned about her face. If you have the antidote, hand it over." Hei Linlin was somewhat regretful in her heart. She did not expect that those seemingly unremarkable bats would have such a powerful poison. Haha, how laughable. "Young chief, with your attitude, are you begging me?" Yin Sheng said indifferently. "I'm not begging you. I'm ordering you." Hei Linlin was about to explode from anger. If they were outside the 8 Desolates Tower, she would really want to fight this woman. "Ordering? Hei Linlin, watch your words. Who do you think you are? What qualifications do you have to order Yin Sheng?" Yi Baiming's eyes narrowed dangerously. "Enough. Yin Sheng, if your antidote is truly useful, it's better to share it with others. Otherwise, it won't be easy to leave the 8 Desolates Tower." Dugu Xiu sighed. He could only go up and mediate. Chapter 1363. Yun Sheng naturally wouldn't fall out with this group of people. She still planned to borrow their strength to enter the second floor of the 8 Wastelands Tower. However, she definitely wouldn't let trash like Hei Linlin have it easy. "I do have the antidote, but there's no free lunch in this world. If you want the antidote, sure. Whoever wants it, hand over a city in your tribal country. 1 city per person." Yun Sheng didn't dawdle. She stretched out a finger and waved it in front of everyone. 1 city? Even though Dugu Xiu already knew that Yun Sheng was a greedy person, he thought that she would ask for tens or hundreds of thousands of purple gold coins and ask for an exorbitant price. However, he did not expect that this woman would directly ask for a city. This was too much of a scam. Yi Baiming, on the other hand, resisted the urge to laugh out loud. This little wildcat was too mean. Such big words. A lowly celestial fox dares to ask for a city. In your dreams. Hei Linlin sneered. "I've decided. Black Qilin tribe, 2 cities per person. I'll increase the price every time you scold me." Yin Sheng wasn't angry. Instead, she revealed a charming smile. "You bitch, I'll kill you." Hei Linlin was really enraged at this moment. 3 cities per person. Yin Sheng still had a satisfied look on his face. Others might have some leeway, but Hei Linlin couldn't do anything to Yun Sheng who didn't eat meat or vegetables. Young tribe leader, vice tribe leader, he can't hold on any longer. The injured black Qilin tribe warrior was already out of breath. He looked like he was about to die. Hey Lin, think carefully. You were the one who started this. If an elite dies because of your stupidity and we're all trapped in the 8 Wastelands Tower, how are you going to explain it when we get out? Duguxiu could only pull Hey Lin and whisper in her ear. Hey Lin's face was gloomy. After her impulse, she regretted it. Although Duguxiu's words weren't pleasant to hear, they were the truth. If news of this were to spread, her reputation as the young master of the clan would surely plummet. Although the price of city was a little high, the Black Chelan tribe was the largest tribe among the Bakra orcs. There were no less than 1,000 cities in their territory. Yin Sheng did not specify which city she wanted. At most, she would just give her a few broken cities when the time came. After Hey Lin figured out, she glared at Yin Sheng. We have a total of 5 people. The Black Chelan tribe is willing to exchange 15 cities for the antidote. Duguxiu was also very depressed. 5 bottles of antidote, but before you take the antidote, write a receipt first. Yin Sheng immediately took out a brush and ink from the beast language ring. She watched as Duguxiu's face darkened as he wrote down the agreement for 15 cities. Yin Sheng immediately put on a smiling face and handed over 5 bottles of life water. You better not lie to us. Otherwise, no one will be able to save you today. Hey Lin took the antidote and threw it to the poison warrior. Under everyone's gaze, the blood of the warrior who drank the antidote gradually returned to red, and the wounds on his body healed quickly. It really is the antidote. The other Bakra orcs saw it and believed it. Yin Sheng, our beaming tribe, is also willing to exchange 3 cities for the antidote. Li Pa is also very straightforward. She also wrote a receipt. Our 9 Wan tribe is also the same. Green was also used to Yin Sheng's actions and also signed a receipt. RD, Purple led his men and was about to say something. 2 cities each. Yin Sheng did not forget that Purple wanted Chan Xin to harm her. She loved to hold grudges. Violet gritted her teeth. She had no choice but to write down the agreement to cede 10 cities. Miss Yin, we don't have any cities. Bobo, Boss Pengyu, and Queen Knight Demon all held back their laughter and walked forward. Forget it if you don't have any cities. Take the antidote. Yin Sheng was very generous this time. She looked at the beastmen who had bought the antidote earlier with constipated expressions. We also want 3 sets of antidote. Green Tooth and Silver Rock also followed. The 2 young tribe leaders are also interested in the antidote. That's fine too. The others will each get 1 city. However, the 2 of you will get 5 cities each. Yin Sheng gestured with her hands. Based on what? The others only have 3 cities at most. Silver Rock and Azure Tooth choked on their words. The 2 of you are the young tribe leaders and are second to none in the tribe. How can you compare with the others? Besides, the other tribes have more people and you have fewer people. There is no profit. Yin Sheng looked like a Philistine. They had seen shameless people before, but they had never seen such a shameless person. Everyone was speechless. At the side, Purple, Hey Lin, and the others felt a little better when they saw Silver Rock and the others being taken advantage of. However, Yin Sheng was overjoyed. Dozens of cities were in her hands, just like that. Boss Pengyu and the others had tribes, but no cities. These cities could be put under the name of the Chinese. I don't have any territory to give you. Yu Shang hated Yin Sheng for doing this. However, she was not a great witch doctor and did not know how to cure poison. Moreover, she was alone. Don't worry. We are from the same tribe. I won't take too much advantage of you. It's fine if you don't have any cities. 100 slaps, and I'll give you 1 set of antidote. Yin Sheng shrugged, as if she was at a disadvantage. Yin Sheng, Yu Shang turned pale. What are you talking about? You know the rules. 100 slaps is considered a light punishment. Yin Sheng sneered. Yu Shang was so proud. How could she be humiliated in front of Yin Sheng? She looked at Yin Peng with resentment. Yin Peng wanted to save her. However, when he thought of Yin Sheng's high price of 5 cities, he did not know how his father would punish him if he gave up. Thinking of this, Yin Peng could only harden his heart and not look at the beauty's pleading eyes. Yu Shang was infuriated. She was someone who had lived twice. She knew that she could not afford to provoke Yin Sheng, the ungrateful wretch. All right, 100 slaps. I'll accept it. Yushang rolled up her sleeves and prepared to do it. Wait, how can you let Miss Yushang do this? I'm willing to do it for you. Bobo, who had been watching from the side for a long time, immediately jumped out. Bobo and the others were in disguise, so they were not afraid that Yushang would recognize them. Yunsheng's mouth twitched when she saw Bobo's eager expression. Thinking of Bobo's strange strength, Yushang's clothes would be torn to shreds after 100 slaps. Ahem, that's it. I'll have to trouble this lady to do it for me. Yunsheng could not bear it anymore. She leaned on Yi Baiming, her black eyes flashing with mischief. Then I'll start. Left face or right face first? She chuckled and approached Yushang like an evil witch. Chapter 1364. All right, you can do it. Yushang was secretly delighted that Yunsheng wasn't going to do it herself. As long as Yunsheng didn't do it herself, she could use the corpse puppet technique to control the Chinese woman who'd volunteered. Popo walked up to her and rolled up her sleeves. Yushang secretly used the corpse puppet technique. Slap. The slap was crisp and loud. Yushang's egg-like face immediately puffed up like a balloon. Yushang was completely dumbfounded. The corpse puppet technique didn't work. If the corpse puppet technique didn't work, then she'd use the puppet technique. Yushang gritted her teeth. Slap. Another slap. The puppet technique didn't work at all. Yushang's face was completely pale. She looked at Popo as if she was looking at a ghost. What's the background of this Hua woman? Why didn't the corpse puppet technique or the puppet technique work on her? Yushang naturally didn't know that Popo wasn't under the Celestial Fox's control because the Celestial Fox's inheritance was a beast's inheritance. It could only be used on people or beasts who were equal to the beasts. But Popo was different. She was a world deity. Although she was still a half-baked world deity, her divine body was unique in the entire mortal world. Yushang's schemes didn't work on her at all. 98 more. For the first time, Popo found that it was incomparably enjoyable to abuse someone. After 100 slaps, Yushang's face couldn't be described with human words. Everyone looked at Bobo in a different light. When the Chinese had entered the core competition as a dark horse, the other beast clans, especially the Black Qilin tribe, had thought that they'd hit the jackpot. Other than Yishi, who'd fought against the Silver Rock Warrior, Rock Feather, and Popo's performance hadn't been outstanding. However, everyone knew Yushang's strength. Her puppet technique was unparalleled. But today, she'd been beaten to a pulp by a little girl. After 100 slaps, Yushang hated Yunsheng and Popo to the core. Yunsheng was a woman of her word. She also gave the water of life to Yushang. Although they already had the antidote to save their lives, there were too many keys. Green and the others transformed into magic wings one after another and snatched a few keys. However, the 8 Wastelands Tower starry skies still did not change. Outside the 8 Wastelands Tower, a few desolate patriarchs were paying close attention to the changes in the points of light within the tower. After the initial movement, the light dots that represented the group moved much less. They looked like they were still. After a while, the light spot disappeared. A member of the winged Peng race has been sacrificed. The high priest muttered to himself. Hearing that, Peng Wanli's expression suddenly changed. There were only 2 winged rocks, but they couldn't tell which one was the silver Peng and which one was the other winged rocks. High priest, is Bahuang Tower very dangerous? Peng Wanli was worried about his only son and asked. Peng Wanli, although the 8 Wastelands divine artifact in Bahuang Tower is an imitation, its power is no less than the dark 8 Wastelands divine artifact from the Boundless Land. Your son isn't there to play. It's normal for anyone from the 8 Wastelands to die, He Yao said angrily. Peng Wanli could only dejectedly retreat halfway. After witnessing this scene, the other beast race patriarchs also became worried. They looked at the Octaterra Tower with worried expressions. The situation inside the pagoda was not much better than outside. Everyone had a nervous look on their faces. Where's the Octaterra divine artifact? If this continues, how long will it take? Everyone was frowning. It had been a day and a night since they entered Bahuang Tower, But there were no changes in the 8 wasteland starry sky. Were they going to spend a month here? It's still not working. Lu Yinchuang also went forward to grab the keys a few times, but she did not find anything. Yun Sheng, Yi Baiming, and Du Guxiu did not make a move. They just watched coldly from the sidelines. What did you find? Yi Baiming saw that Yun Sheng had been staring at the starry sky. Suddenly, her eyes lit up as if she had discovered something. I remember a place, Yun Sheng muttered. Opposite them, Yu Shang's eyes also lit up. Her face had recovered after drinking the spring of life, but she was still very angry. So, even though she had discovered something, she did not say anything. The ancient seal, Du Guxiu suddenly said. Obviously, like them, Du Guxiu had also discovered something. When Yun Sheng and the others entered the ancient seal, on the surface there were many 8 wastelands inheritances in the ancient seal. However, the most important 8 wastelands inheritances were only revealed after all the inheritance pillars had been plundered. You mean to say that we might find something after we search all of these keys? Green and the others were still a little skeptical. The ancient seal and the 8 wastelands tower were both built by the ancestors of the ancient Bakr orcs. I believe they have something in common. Rather than waiting for death, we might as well take a gamble. Yinsheng also agreed with Du Guxiu's idea. Yu Shang snorted coldly and reluctantly agreed. There are so many keys. When will we be able to capture all of them? Won't we be exhausted? Rita frowned as she looked at the densely packed keys. So, we have to gather everyone's strength. My idea is to form groups of 2. One person will be responsible for attracting the attention of the keys, and the other will be responsible for capturing the keys. We have to clear all the keys as soon as possible. Yinsheng's idea received the support of most people. Soon, the groups separated. Yinsheng was naturally in the same group as Yi Baiming. As for Rita, she was surprisingly in the same group as Purple. When she saw this arrangement, Purple frowned. Her cool face did not change at all. However, Rita blushed, which was a rare sight. After drinking their respective water of life, everyone formed groups of 2 and flew toward the starry sky of the 8 Wastelands Tower. Soon, the 2 worked together and showed signs of not getting tired. After a day and night of hard work, it was the morning of the 3rd day. Everyone landed on the ground. Finally, we've cleared all these damn keys. Yun Sheng was almost paralyzed from exhaustion. Not long after the keys disappeared, the originally pitch-black starry sky suddenly emitted many rays of light that illuminated the entire starry sky. In the starry sky, dozens of dazzling rays of light that looked like shooting stars swept across the starry sky. Those rays of light all carried keys. Grab those keys. As soon as Yinsheng finished speaking, Yi Baiming leaped up. His figure was as fast as lightning. His figure swayed a few times in the air like a ghost, and he grabbed the meteor keys that had just appeared in his hand. Chapter 1365. It was different from the other flying keys. This new remote 8 Wasteland Ghost key did not transform into a demonic beast. However, after Yi Baiming obtained the key, something strange happened to the key. Whoosh! A white light enveloped Yi Baiming. Night Fox. Yin Sheng was shocked and instinctively grabbed Yi Baiming's hand. A magic array appeared in the white light, and Yin Sheng and Yi Baiming disappeared at the same time. Yi Baiming, Yun Sheng, He Linlin, and Lu Yunchuang cried out at the same time. The others had strange expressions on their faces, especially Bobo, who almost cried out. Fortunately, she was stopped by Boss Pengyu. There are many more keys above. They must lead to the upper levels of the remote 8 Wasteland Tower. Let's fight for them together. The others had different expressions on their faces, but they quickly understood. It seemed that what Yunsheng said earlier was true. Those flying keys that could transform into demonic beasts were only used to fool people. The real keys to enter the remote 8 Wasteland Tower were the ones that appeared last. It'll be fine. They've probably just been teleported to different floors of the remote 8 Wasteland Tower. Queen Knight Demon comforted Bobo softly. She was right. Master had a natal contract with her. If something happened to Master, she would definitely know. Bobo thought of this and breathed a sigh of relief. Later, everyone will fight for the flying keys. We may be separated. You two have to take care of yourselves. Bobo calmed down a little and looked up at the magic array, flying keys flying all over the sky. Hey Lin Lin and the others had already flown forward to snatch the keys. Like Yi Biming, after everyone grabbed a key, they were teleported to an unknown place by the magic array hidden in the key. Almost everyone had left. Only then did Bobo, Boss Pengyu, and the others each snatch a magic array flying key. After everyone had been teleported away, the last few rays of light in the starry sky disappeared. Outside the Bahuang Tower, most of the onlookers had already left. Only a few clan leaders insisted on staying outside. On the first floor, the different colored dots of light that represented the different tribes gradually decreased. As the dots of light disappeared, different colored dots of light appeared on the other floors of the Bahuang Tower. The patriarchs couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief in their hearts. They looked at the dots of light with different colors that appeared on different floors with joy on their faces. It seems that they have already entered the upper levels of the Bahuang Tower. The high priest nodded. That's not right, high priest. There are a total of 8 Desolation Dark artifacts. If the first floor doesn't contain any 8 Desolation Dark artifacts, then there are only 7 floors left. There seems to be one 8 Desolation Dark artifact missing. Patriarch Lipa, who looked rough on the outside, suddenly realized that something was wrong. I'm not sure about that. The 8 Desolate Darkness Divine artifact has always been in the 8 Desolate Tower. The high priest was also puzzled. He thought that the first level of the 8 Wastelands Tower would also have the 8 Wastelands Dark artifact. From the looks of it, there were only teleportation arrays on the first floor. Now, other than the first floor, there were more or less dots of light on each floor. From the dots of light on each floor, most of the beasts were distributed on the same floor. For example, the black dot that represented the Black Qilin tribe was concentrated on the 7th floor. The green that represented the 9 Luan tribe was concentrated on the 6th floor. As for the Peng Feather tribe and the Green Netherwolf tribe, they were distributed on the 2nd and 3rd floor. Of course, there were some exceptions, but they were in the minority. Seeing such distribution, most of the Bakra Orcs patriarchs were disappointed. On the same floor, it meant that there would be competition between the same tribe, and it would be more intense. They could only obtain one 8 Desolate Darkness Divine artifact. But among these beasts, there were also individual dots of light that were distributed on different floors. For example, the white dot of light and the golden dot that represented the beast god altar. Hu Qinxiu was also nervous. When he saw the 3 dots of light that represented the celestial fox tribe scattered on different floors, and they were on the 4th, 7th, and 8th floors, Hu Qinxiu's face couldn't help but show joy. The other beast patriarchs couldn't help but envy Hu Qinxiu. The beast god altar was one thing, but even the heavenly fox tribe of the lower-level beasts had the chance to obtain 3 8 Desolate Darkness Divine artifacts. Their luck was simply too good. On the highest floor, there are 2 dots of light. Looking at the color, they seem to be from the beast god altar and the celestial fox tribe. I just don't know which 2 lucky ones they are. The 9 Luan tribe patriarch said meaningfully. Everyone knew that the higher the floor, the higher the level of the 8 Desolate Darkness Divine artifact that represented the seal. No matter if it was the beast god altar or the celestial fox tribe that entered the 8th floor, it meant that the highest level of the 8 Desolate Darkness Divine artifact was most likely in the hands of one of the 2. But the people in the 8 Desolate Tower knew nothing about this. On the highest floor, Yun Sheng and Yi Biming were forcefully brought over by the magic array. That's the Dark War God's halberd? In front of Yun Sheng and Yi Biming, there was a magic display window. Inside the magic display window was a pair of pitch-black Qilin arms. In the continent, only Yun Sheng, Yi Biming, and Dugu Xiu knew that the Dark War God's halberd was a Qilin arm. Yi Biming and Dugu Xiu each obtained a Dark War God's Qilin arm. But because the Dark War God's halberd was incomplete, the two were unable to use the Dark War God's halberd to its fullest potential. Who would have thought that this time, entering the 8 desolate tower, Yi Baiming would encounter the Dark War God's halberd? The enchantment on that magic display window is very strong. Retreat to the side, I'll open it. Yi Baiming's eyes flashed as he took a deep breath. Boom! A heavy punch was thrown at the magic display window. Who would have thought that with this punch, not only would the magic display window shatter, but it also didn't even have a crack or dent. Yi Baiming's eyes changed as a hint of provocation appeared on his lips. With a shake of his right hand, countless golden scales appeared on his right hand. This punch was like a meteor. With one punch, the magic on a magic display window fluctuated continuously. Yunsheng could feel that the entire floor of the tower seemed to be shaking. But after a series of aftershocks, the magic display window regained its calmness. The Dark War God's halberd was still lying in the display window. Drip, drip, drip. Fresh blood dripped from Yi Baiming's right hand. Yi Baiming couldn't help but change his expression. The magic display window in the 8 desolate tower was actually so powerful. He had used a portion of the Dark War God's halberd's power, but he still couldn't shake it in the slightest. Night Fox, don't be rash. Let me try my magic attack. Yunsheng stared at Yi Baiming with a pained expression. This guy really didn't care about his own body. Yes, madam. Feeling the anger and deep concern in Yunsheng's tone, Yi Baiming's lips curled up as he teased. I have a monthly vote. Vote. Chapter 1366. Yunsheng did not react when she heard the word madam. Although she and Yi Baiming were husband and wife, they had always referred to each other as Night Fox and Little Wild Cat. She could not help but blush when she heard the word madam. You're still in the mood to joke at a time like this. Yunsheng spat at Yi Baiming. Her face was flushed, and she looked indescribably coquettish. Yi Baiming could not help but laugh. Yunsheng wanted to treat Yi Baiming's injury, but she saw that the wound on his right hand had disappeared. After the life and death talisman was implanted in my body, my healing ability was stronger than before. Yi Baiming seemed to be deep in thought. That thing is still a magical weapon. You'd better use it less. Yunsheng had a bad feeling when she thought of the origin of the life and death talisman that Baby had mentioned earlier. Since the attack of the halberd of the divine battle god had no effect on the magical window, Yunsheng decided to use magical attacks instead. For different colored magical elements appeared between Yunsheng's fingers. Red, blue, green, and yellow magical elements intertwined to form a powerful 4-sided lightning vortex. After Yunsheng had obtained the magic bracelet, she had added wind and earth magical elements to the foundation of the original profound lightning vortex's water and fire magical elements. The destructive power of the new 4-sided lightning vortex was at least several times stronger than the previous profound lightning vortex. It was also comparable to Yi Baiming's attack with the halberd of the divine battle god. Seeing the 4-colored magical elements intertwined in Yunsheng's hands, Yi Baiming sighed. Even Yi Baiming could not achieve such a fusion of magical elements. An ordinary mage's arm would be blown to smithereens as soon as they came into contact with magic elements of opposite attributes, let alone fusing them. However, Yunsheng was able to resist the 4 major magic elements because of her Trillium Hand and Jade Marrow technique. Go! Yunsheng waved her hand, and the 4 elements' magic lightning vortex spun like a top, flying towards the magic display window. It was like an electric drill that kept hitting and eroding the magic window. Yunsheng and Yi Baiming couldn't help but hold their breaths. Boom! Just when Yunsheng thought that the 4-sided lightning vortex would be able to shatter the magic window, the vortex exploded. Magic elements scattered in all directions, but the magic window remained motionless. How can this be? Yunsheng didn't expect that their continuous attacks wouldn't be able to break this magic window. He had tried magic and battle techniques, but none of them worked. This time, the two were also at their wits' end. I wonder how the others are doing? Yunsheng frowned and looked at the magic window helplessly. In different levels of the Eight Wastelands Tower, the other warriors of the Eight Wastelands Tower were also in a similar situation as Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming. However, compared to Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming, who were on the 8th level, the power of the magic windows on different levels of the tower was also very different. The higher the level, the stronger the magic windows were. The magic windows on Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming's level were undoubtedly the most difficult to break. However, unlike Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming, before the magic windows were broken, a fight between the same race and another race unfolded on the other levels. It was unknown whether it was because of the temptation of the 8 Wastelands of Darkness or because they thought of the fame and success after success, but most of them lost their minds. Their status in the race, their strength, and their status seemed to have disappeared all of a sudden. This situation was also unexpected by the High Priest and the other clan leaders who had sent everyone into the 8 Wastelands Tower earlier. Looking at the light dots that represented their warriors in the 8 Wastelands Tower, the expressions on the faces of the clan leaders were very strange. This was especially so for the Peng clan leader. When he saw the light that represented the silver rock disappear, he roared angrily and was about to rush into the 8 Wastelands Tower. The High Priest had no choice but to use a restriction spell to trap the Peng clan leader. The Peng clan leader, who was trapped in the magic restriction, roared in pain like a trapped beast. Damned 8 Wastelands Tower. High Priest, what are your intentions? Give me back my son's life. The other clan leaders also had different expressions. Although they were not like the Silver Rock, who had lost his son directly, almost all of their elites had died. What kind of secret was in the 8 Wastelands Tower? Or did the 8 Wastelands of Darkness have some kind of unspeakable power that made people lose their minds and kill each other? Peng clan leader, the 8 Wastelands Tower is hell on earth. Those who can come out of it are all experts among experts. It not only tests a person's strength, but also their temperament. I'm also very sorry that the Silver Rock clan's young master did not pass the test. The 2 warriors of the beast god altar had also been killed. However, the High Priest's expression was still cold. It was as if the deaths of those 2 were nothing in his eyes. The High Priest is correct. Peng clan leader, you can leave now. He Yao issued a callous order for him to leave. The death of the Silver Rock clan's young master meant that the Peng clan had lost the qualifications to be a middle beast clan and had become a lower beast clan. Peng Wanli hung his head dispiritedly as he was helped away by several Peng clan guards. Time passed day by day, but still no one came out of the 8 Wastelands Tower. Fortunately, the number of light dots in the different floors of the 8 Wastelands Tower did not decrease. This continued until the 25th day. On the 8th floor, Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming sat cross-legged back to back. The 2 of them were exhausted. Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming had tried many times, but without exception, they all failed. Time in the 8 Wastelands Tower was dull and monotonous. Could it be that they had to wait until the end of the month and leave the 8 Wastelands Tower? Because they were on the 8th floor, they could not contact the outside world. Yun Sheng did not know how the others were doing. However, there was one thing that Yun Sheng was certain of. Bo, Night Demon Queen, and the others were still alive. Night Fox, it is actually quite good to stay in the 8 Wastelands Tower. Yun Sheng said faintly. A hand appeared behind her. Yi Baiming held her in his embrace. You must be tired these days. With me here, everything will be fine. Yi Baiming understood what Yun Sheng meant. The 2 of them, from the first time they met to the many times they were separated, had experienced hardships that normal people could not imagine. After so many years, it was only in this half a month that the 2 of them had the chance to truly live a peaceful life alone. Although there was nothing in the 8 Wastelands Tower, she had him and he had her. This was better than anything else. Here, there was no blood feud between the Wuji continent and the 8 Wastelands continent. There was also no hatred between humans and beasts. There was also no ancient forbidden curse. There was only peace and mutual dependence. In their eyes, there was only the reflection of each other. It was as if this moment had become an eternity. Chapter 1367. The two of them enjoyed this tranquil time that they had never experienced before. Night Fox, if we can't be together in the future, will you forget? Before Yun Sheng could finish her sentence, the man's breath drowned her. After a passionate kiss, Yun Sheng was panting. Her eyes were blurred as she stared at the handsome face in front of her. It was so handsome that it hurt her eyes. Yun Sheng, I will never leave you for the rest of my life. You are not allowed to leave me either. I will think of a way to remove the ancient forbidden curse myself. I still want to have many children with you. Maybe we can consider having 8 or 10. Yi Baiming rested his chin on Yun Sheng's cheek. He had stayed in Bahuang Tower for over 20 days. Stubble had grown on his smooth chin. It was hard and itchy as it rubbed against Yun Sheng's face. Bah, who wants to have 8 or 10 children with you? Do you think I'm a sow? When Yun Sheng heard this, her face turned even redder. She angrily refused to let Yi Baiming rub against her face, but the man took the opportunity to steal a kiss. With such a beautiful sow like you, all the men in the world would be willing to be male pigs. Looking at her flushed face, Yi Baiming thought about how after leaving Bahuang Tower, there would still be 2 stupid pigs, Green and Dugu Xiao, who would fight with him for a woman. He was filled with anger. I've already thought about it. Our first child should be Sir's daughter. Give birth to a daughter who is as beautiful and mischievous as you. As for the name, let's call her Yun Sheng. I want our daughter to be like the bright moon in the sky and unparalleled in the world. Yi Baiming reached out with his long arm and pulled Yun Sheng into his embrace. Whether it's a boy or a girl, it's not my problem. It's your problem as a man. Medical science says that there's a 50-50 chance. Seeing Yi Baiming's mind run wild, Yun Sheng was both angry and amused. She couldn't help but put on a doctor's face. Probability? What's that? Yi Baiming looked at the woman who was grinning wickedly. This little woman, the longer he knew her, the more he couldn't figure out her thoughts. Yi Baiming admitted that he liked Yun Sheng because she was different from others. Yun Sheng suddenly sighed. She and Yi Baiming had gone through so many life and death situations together. Her heart had long accepted Yi Baiming, but there was always a secret in her heart. That was, she wasn't from the boundless world. Should she tell Yi Baiming that she came from a modern society called Huaxia? Night Fox, if you say that I don't belong here, I mean I don't belong to the boundless world or the 8 desolate continent. Yun Sheng took a deep breath and slowly recounted her past. After saying all this, Yun Sheng looked at Yi Baiming carefully. She didn't know if Yi Baiming could understand everything she had said or if he would believe her. I want to thank that man, Yi Baiming said after listening for a long time. Thank? You mean that scumbag Lu Minglang? Yun Sheng glared at him when she heard that. She looked like a tigress baring her fangs and brandishing her claws. Night Fox had better not be stupid. She actually wanted to thank that scumbag Lu Minglang. I have to thank him for not marrying me. If I hadn't met you, what would I have done? Yi Baiming's eyes were filled with tenderness. If it hadn't been for Yun Sheng, what would he have done? This woman had given him a pair of eyes and sunlight. If it hadn't been for her, perhaps he would have continued to live in hatred and darkness, becoming a bloodthirsty beast of revenge. He didn't care about her past. He only knew that fate had given Yun Sheng to him. From the moment he met Yun Sheng, he had become a real person. Yi Baiming's words moved Yun Sheng. She just realized that the man in front of her had such a weak side. Yun Sheng hugged Yi Baiming's face and kissed him gently. Night Fox, don't worry. We will always be together. We can't be depressed anymore. After the two of them shared their feelings, the two of them pulled themselves together again. Being trapped in Bahuang Tower was only temporary. Once the 1-month limit was over, regardless of whether they could break the magic window or not, they would be sent out of Bahuang Tower. He Yao, the high priest, Hu Qinxiu, and the others were not good people. They did not make things difficult for Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming for the time being because of the Ba Huang clan competition. If they did not obtain the Dark Ba Huang divine weapon, those people would definitely not let the matter rest. Let's try again. I'll use magic. You used Do Qi. Yun Sheng suddenly stopped. Yi Baiming also paused. A strange look suddenly appeared in their eyes. Night Fox, we could try using magic and Do Qi to attack together. Yunsheng quivered. She and Yi Biming had previously used magic and Do Qi to attack the magic window separately, but it did not work. Why didn't they think of using magic and Do Qi to attack the magic window together? Yunsheng and Yi Biming's attainments in magic and Do Qi might not be the strongest in the current Bahuang continent, but their magic and Do Qi combined could definitely be considered as the strongest in the continent. They could even fight against He Yao or the High Priest. After the two of them were inspired, they stood on one side of the magic window. Yi Biming's right hand was enshrouded in fighting aura. On Yunsheng's hand, the four-sided lightning vortex crackled. The two of them used their strength at the same time. Yi Biming's right hand was filled with a golden Qilin Do Qi, which transformed into a golden Qilin. It opened its mouth angrily and rushed towards the magic window. Yunsheng's four-sided vortex was like a scorching sun, emitting four dazzling rays of light. Magic and Do Qi collided, but did not devour each other. Instead, they fused together perfectly. The Qilin devours the sun. Yunsheng and Yi Biming's fusion technique was born. When the Qilin devours the sun blasted towards the magic window, the entire window seemed to be unable to withstand the attack and swayed. After dozens of attacks, the magic window that did not change at all had spiderweb-like cracks appear on it. Those cracks were like the roots of a tree, and they continued to grow. Boom! After a few breaths, the magic window finally could not withstand the power of the Qilin devours the sun and was forcefully broken. The moment the magic window was broken, the dark war god's halberd lying the magic window seemed to have heard a call and flew out with a whoosh. Yi Biming did not hesitate for a moment. He reached out with his left hand and firmly grasped the dark war god's halberd. When the trident fell into Yi Biming's left hand, it struggled for a moment, but after feeling the tyrannical Qilin Do Qi on Yi Biming's body, the dark war god's halberd slowly stopped struggling and was subdued. Yi Biming and Yunsheng looked at each other and smiled. The dark war god's halberd was in their hands. There are highlights in this chapter. High energy warning. Did everyone notice it? Thank you for tipping and voting. Chapter 1368. Success. Yunsheng and Yi Biming were overjoyed. After the dark battle god's halberd was absorbed, the 8th floor also changed. 2 teleportation magic arrays suddenly appeared on the originally empty floor. Let's quickly leave the 8 Wastelands Tower. Yi Biming also revealed a look of joy when he saw the teleportation magic arrays. But Yunsheng was staring at the other teleportation magic array. Why would 2 teleportation magic arrays appear at this time? One of them was the teleportation magic array to leave the 8 Wastelands Tower, but the other one looked the same as the one that had sent her and Yi Biming to the 8th floor. It seemed to be the teleportation magic array that returned to the 1st floor. At this moment, a strange sound came from Yunsheng's beast speech ring. When she heard the strange sound, Yunsheng's heart skipped a beat. Night Fox, leave the 8 Wastelands Tower first. I want to return to the 1st floor to take a look. Yunsheng's decision puzzled Yi Biming. You want to return to the 1st floor, but there's nothing there. If you must return, I'll go with you. Yi Biming knew that Yunsheng was regretful that she didn't obtain the 8 Wastelands Darkness Divine artifact. She probably returned to the 1st floor because she suspected that there were other 8 Wastelands Darkness Divine artifacts on the 1st floor. No, you have to leave first. It's already been more than 20 days. I don't know if the others have broken the magical display window. The first person to leave will be first. Yunsheng was unwilling. Yi Biming was delayed because of her. After all, whether he won or not was related to whether he could obtain the method to break the ancient curse from the High Priestess. Yunsheng's insistence made Yi Biming hesitate. Go quickly. I'll be fine. Yunsheng simply pushed Yi Biming and forcefully pushed him into the teleportation magic array. Little Wildcat, I'll definitely wait for you to come out. Yi Biming's voice disappeared as the teleportation magic array's light dimmed. On the 8th floor, only Yunsheng was left. She took a deep breath and walked into the teleportation array, that led to the first level of the magic array. Outside the 8 Wastelands Tower, even experts like the patriarchs and the high priest were a little dispirited after waiting bitterly for many days. Suddenly, they noticed that the 2 light spots on the top floor of Bawang Tower had disappeared at the same time. The patriarchs thought that their eyes were playing tricks on them. After taking a closer look, they let out a series of cheers. Hu Qianqiu's face was full of smiles, because there was a 50% chance that the first warrior would be from the Celestial Fox tribe. A magic array appeared, and Yi Baiming, dressed in black, walked out of it. After not seeing him for half a month, Yi Baiming looked a little haggard, but the fighting aura on his body. Both Obsidian and the High Priest were delighted. The Dark Battle God's halberd, Yi Baiming's terrifying battle chi, was none other than the 8 Barons of Darkness divine weapon. He had successfully obtained the 8 Barons of Darkness divine weapon on the 8th floor of the tower. When Hu Qianqiu saw Yi Baiming, his face stiffened, but he still stared at the teleportation magic array without giving up. He was still secretly hoping that there would be a second 8 Barons of Darkness divine weapon on the 8th floor. From the teleportation magic array, another Celestial Fox warrior would walk out. But even when the magic power of the teleportation magic array dissipated, no one walked out. Hey, that light spot on the 8th floor. Why did it suddenly return to the 1st floor? Hu Qianqiu, isn't that a warrior of your Celestial Fox people? Patriarch Li Pa saw Hu Qianqiu's appearance and was secretly delighted. How could it be? Why did it return to the 1st floor? Hu Qianqiu took a closer look. Really, there was a white light spot on the 1st floor. He instantly felt as if he had fallen from heaven to hell. Looking at the white light spot on the 1st floor, he had the urge to vomit 3 liters of blood. Seeing Yi Baiming, Hu Qianqiu had already guessed that the Celestial Fox warrior who was with Yi Baiming earlier was definitely Yun Sheng. With Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming's relationship, if she wanted the Dark Battle God's halberd, Yi Baiming would definitely agree. But now, it seemed that stupid woman had instead given up the Dark Battle God's halberd for a man. Yun Sheng, you actually dared to ruin this patriarch's plan. Hu Qianqiu stared at the 1st floor of the 8 Barons Tower with a face full of hatred. The 1st floor of the 8 Barons Tower was the 1st floor that all the warriors had entered earlier. If the 8 Barons of Darkness divine weapon was there, it would have been discovered long ago. Yun Sheng actually went from the 8th floor to the 1st floor. This woman was simply preposterous. Congratulations, congratulations. The High Priest's last disciple has indeed succeeded. Regarding Yi Baiming being the first to exit the tower, most of the 8 Barons patriarchs did not have any objections. In any case, the Beast God Alter was not a member of the 8 Barons tribe. The Beast God Alter's participation was just a formality, allowing the High Priest disciple to train. He Yao's expression was still unsettled. Looking at Yi Baiming, his eyes were filled with anger and regret. The Dark Battle God's halberd was the most powerful of the 8 Barons of Darkness divine weapons. At the same time, it was the most suitable divine weapon for warriors to use. It had chosen Yi Baiming. This also proved that Yi Baiming was the most suitable candidate to inherit the Black Qilin tribe's patriarch position. However, he was now a member of the Beast God Alter. Yi Baiming ignored everyone's congratulations. His face was tense as he looked at the slowly moving light spot on the 1st floor of the 8 Barons Tower. Little Wildcat, you must do your best. Look, there's another layer of light coming out. With a wave of magic, a new magic array appeared and Dugu Xiu walked out from it. When Dugu Xiu saw Yi Baiming, he snorted. At the same time, he also noticed that Yun Sheng was not with Yi Baiming. Dugu Xiu also brought out an 8 Barons divine weapon. It was actually the Dark East Imperial Jade. Another day passed. After Yi Baiming and Dugu Xiu came out, a third person came out of the 8 Barons Tower. However, this time, it was Green and Queen Night Stalker. Green looked somewhat miserable. He and Queen Night Stalker were very unlucky to be placed on the same floor. Queen Night Stalker was not easy to deal with. The two fought for more than 20 days. In the end, Green relied on a portion of the 9 Wand King Sarira's energy to subdue Queen Night Stalker. In the end, Green obtained the Dark Magic Divine Bracelet. Why isn't Yin Sheng with you? Green immediately noticed that Yun Sheng did not come out. My woman does not need other men's concern. Yi Baiming's expression was cold. You can't even protect her well. How can you be considered her man? Green lost his usual elegance and had a face full of anger. Green, don't mess around. Yun Sheng is fine. She seems to have chosen to return to the first floor. The Nine-Wan Elder had a headache. The Nine-Wan Elder also knew that Yun Sheng and Yi Baiming's relationship was not ordinary. Moreover, Yi Baiming was very strong. Green might not be his match. Only now did Green notice that there was a white light spot on the first floor of the 8 Barons Tower. That was Yun Sheng. Chapter 1369. Over the next few days, more and more people emerged from the 8 Wastelands Tower. To everyone's surprise, the 4th person to emerge from the 8 Wastelands Tower was Yu Shang. What she brought out was the Dark Heart Difficult Lamp. The moment he saw Yu Shang emerge, a smile appeared on Hu Qianqiu's old face, which had been troubled for the past few days. Yin Sheng did not emerge, but Yu Shang did. The 4th. Yu Shang was the 4th. Excluding Yi Baiming from the Beast God altar, the Celestial Fox Tribe was in the top 3. The Celestial Fox Tribe had become a superior beast. It was as if a huge pie had fallen from the sky. Hu Qianqiu was so happy that he could not close his mouth. After Yu Shang left the magic array, she glanced at Yi Baiming. When she saw the Dark Battle God's halberd in his hand, her eyes flashed. She was even more certain that Yi Baiming was Yi Xiu's reincarnation. On the 28th day, 3 groups of people left the 8 Wastelands Tower with the 8 Wastelands divine artifacts. The 5th group consisted of Bobo, Boss Rock Feather, and Lu Yunxuan. Bobo obtained the eternal Holy Grail of Darkness. He Linlin and Qingya. He Linlin obtained the Dark Ghost Key. The last group consisted of Violet, and Li Pa Violet obtained the Dark Summoning Demon's Hand. Apart from Bobo's group, who left the 8 Wastelands Tower happily, Qingyao was half dead in He Linlin's group. As for Violet and Li Pa, they looked a little strange. As soon as Bobo walked out of the magic array, he realized that his master was not there. When he looked back, he realized that his master had run back to the first floor. In fact, after all of them had broken through the magic windows on each floor, 2 magic arrays had appeared in front of them. They had all made the same choice, to leave the 8 Wastelands Tower. No one would return to the first floor of the 8 Wastelands Tower like Yun Sheng. After all, the first floor was the floor from which they had entered. There was nothing there. Today is the 29th day. There are only a few hours left before the 1-month deadline. However, all of you only managed to collect 7 8 Desolate Darkness divine artifacts, the High Priest said regretfully. The 8 Desolation Darkness divine artifact corresponded to the 8 Desolation divine artifact in the Boundless Land. In other words, he was still missing the 8 Desolation Dark artifact, the Heavenly Fate Mirror of Darkness. However, based on the current situation, the chances of finding the Dark Destiny Mirror were very slim. However, the High Priest was still satisfied with this outcome. Even without the 8 Desolation Dark artifact, it should be enough to shake the Dutian blood seal. No, there's still one person who hasn't come out. Yi Baiming ignored the High Priest. He only stared at Bahuang Tower. So what if she comes out? So many of us have been to the first level. If there was the last 8 Barons divine artifact there, it would have been discovered long ago. Hey Linlin sneered. You saw it too. She hasn't moved. Now, that woman must be regretting it. She can only wait for the last magic array to open. Indeed, the light that represented Yun Sheng on the first level of Bahuang Tower hadn't moved for a long time. No one knew what Yun Sheng was doing. So many people couldn't find it. He Linlin didn't believe that Yun Sheng could find it. It hasn't been a month yet. Let's wait here. Green also stared at Bahuang Tower. On the first level of Bahuang Tower, Yun Sheng sat cross-legged. After returning to the first level, she started a carpet search. However, even with the Shinong Eye, she couldn't find any clues about the 8 Desolation Dark artifact. Could it be that there were 2 more 8 Desolation Dark artifacts hidden on another level? Yun Sheng couldn't contact the outside world. The magic array to leave would only appear on the last day. Helpless, Yinsheng stopped moving around. On the 30th day, the magic array to leave the tower didn't appear. Yinsheng took out the Broken Heavens Mandate mirror from the beast language ring. When Yi Baiming and I were about to leave Bahuang Tower, you clearly moved. Why is there no reaction at all now? Yinsheng's face was reflected in the broken mirror. That day, the reason why Yinsheng suddenly decided to return to the first level was because when she was about to leave, the Heaven's Mandate mirror in the beast language ring suddenly rang. Yi Baiming didn't hear that sound. However, as the owner of the 8 Desolation Dark artifact, Yinsheng heard it clearly. Therefore, she decided to return to the first level. Ever since Ji Rumo died, the Heaven's Mandate mirror didn't react like a divine artifact should. After looking at the Heaven's Mandate mirror a few times in her hand, Yinsheng sighed. Outside Bahuang Tower, the sky gradually darkened. Around noon, the last half an hour was about to pass. Within the 8 Wastelands Tower, the white dot of light remained motionless. It seems that there won't be any more miracles. It's time for her to come out, the high priest said and chanted. Inside Bahuang Tower, there was a magical fluctuation. In the center of the first level, a magic array appeared. Finally, we can leave this damn place. Yinsheng stood up. At this time, the Bahuang mirror in her hand reflected the magic array. The shattered surface of the mirror reflected thousands of light and shadows. The light shadows shot to the ceiling. Suddenly, the ground beneath his feet began to move. The entire Bahuang Tower was changing. When Yinsheng realized this, she quickly transformed into magic wings and flew up. The tower shook more and more. Outside Bahuang Tower, Yi Baiming and the others were also shocked. Under the moonlight, the 8 Wastelands Tower, which was originally standing quietly, underwent an astonishing change. The tower was constantly moving. How can this be? Almost at the same time, Yi Baiming, Green, and Duguxiu were about to rush toward the magic array. But as soon as the 3 of them entered the magic array, they were repelled by a magical power. After repelling the 3 of them, Bahuang Tower turned into a black light. The light penetrated the ground and rushed into the sky. The light formed a strong barrier. No matter how Yi Baiming and the others used magic or combat skills, they were all repelled. If you use brute force to break through, it is very likely that you will damage Bahuang Tower. At that time, it will also affect the people inside. The high priest looked at Bahuang Tower in shock. The high priest was also shocked by this bizarre scene. His magic array had lost its effect. At this time, Bahuang Tower was like an island. The people inside couldn't come out, and the people outside couldn't enter. Why did it become like this? Yi Baiming was like a furious lion. He didn't care about the high priest's identity and grabbed him by the neck. If I'm not wrong, this should be the power of the last Bahuang of Darkness divine artifact. The high priest and everyone's eyes were fixed on the black light pillar. Chapter 1370. The 8 Wastelands Tower was moving more and more. It was completely enveloped by the black pillar of light. The tower slowly tilted over, as if someone had used a hand to turn the tower over. This scene looked incomparably strange. Calm down. Apart from the high priestess, no one can save her. He Yao reprimanded. He originally thought that Yi Baiming had really taken the high priestess as his master. However, the current situation didn't seem right. Don't worry. If I'm not wrong, that woman has triggered some kind of restriction in the 8 Wastelands Tower. She might be able to find the heavenly fate mirror. The high priestess' words made Yi Baiming loosen his grip. If she dies, I will bury the entire 8 Wastelands Tower with her. Yi Baiming turned around and stared at the 8 Wastelands Tower. Yi Baiming's words were very calm. However, within those words, there was a chilling and austere aura that made the high priestess' heart turn cold. If something really happened to that woman, she was afraid. There was no fear in the high priestess' eyes. Instead, there was a trace of inexplicable excitement. At this moment, the tower was completely tilted over, and the angle of tilt was still increasing, until the entire tower was completely flipped over. The original first floor of the Eight Wastelands Tower suddenly became the last floor. There's something on the tower. The topmost floor of the Eight Wastelands Tower that was tilted over actually gave birth to a new floor. Was that the ninth floor? The Eight Wastelands Tower actually had 9 floors? Inside the Eight Wastelands Tower, Yunsheng was also dumbfounded by this scene. She felt the world beneath her turn upside down. The tower flipped over, causing her to feel disoriented. With great difficulty, the entire tower returned to its original state. When there was no more abnormality, she noticed that there was a stone staircase in the originally empty first floor. The stone staircase snaked forward, seemingly leading to the upper floor. The second floor? It should be called the basement. Yunsheng could clearly feel that the entire tower had been flipped over. The direction she was heading towards should be the original underground of the Eight Wastelands Tower, which was the location of the basement. Of course, that was if the ancients had a basement. Yunsheng looked at the magic circle that was used to leave Ba Huang Tower. There was no light coming from the magic circle. It was obvious that they couldn't leave. Yunsheng could only follow the flight of stairs that led to an unknown place and walk up. It's gone. Outside the Eight Wastelands Tower, everyone suddenly saw a dot of light inside the Eight Wastelands Tower. The disappearance of the light spots in the Ba Huang Tower meant that they were either dead, or, when the light disappeared, Yi Baiming's body trembled. His eyes widened, and he felt a sharp pain in his heart. No! Like a trapped beast that had lost its lover, Yi Baiming's entire body was surging with grief and pain. He felt his knees and held his head with his hands in pain. His eyes were filled with blood. Lu and Duguxiu also stared at the Eight Wastelands Tower in a daze. It was as if there was a hole in their hearts, and they felt as if they had fallen into a cold cave. It won't. She can't be. Green cried out. Green, calm down a bit. The Nine Phoenix Clan leader looked at Green worriedly. He looked at Green's empty eyes and felt a burst of regret. The result is out. The high priest said. No, the result is not out yet. Qilin boy, don't be disappointed. Master is fine. She should have entered a sealed enchantment. Seeing that the situation was not right, Bo simply wiped off the disguise on her face. She didn't want Master to come back safe and sound while Qilin boy was beaten black and blue. When he saw Bo, Yi Baiming's originally slack eyes gradually became clear. Bo, it's you? When Yi Baiming saw Bo, he suddenly remembered that Yunsheng and Bo had a life contract. If she was fine, that meant that Yunsheng must be fine too. The sadness in his eyes was instantly swept away. It's actually you? Little girl, don't talk nonsense. Eight Wasteland Tower has already become like this. That bastard is dead for sure. When Yunsheng, who was overjoyed over Yunsheng's death, saw Bo, her eyes blazed with hatred as if she had met an enemy. It's me, this great aunt. Do you believe that I won't slap you 100 times with such a despicable mouth? Bo huffed. Are you telling the truth? Duguxiu had always hated Bo, but this time he suddenly felt that Bo wasn't so annoying. Of course it's true. I'm Tang. Anyway, I know that Master is just trapped in a very special place. She will definitely come out. It's just that I'm not sure when she'll come out. Only a few people knew Bo's identity. Bo couldn't sense Yunsheng's aura, but she was sure that Master was still alive. Although she couldn't say for sure where Yunsheng had gone, she was sure of one thing. Master's life wasn't in danger. High Priestess, since the life and death of that woman from the Celestial Fox tribe has been divined, and 30 days have passed, the Eight Wasteland Clan competition's core competition has already ended. There's no need to waste time on an insignificant person, said the patriarch of the Obsidian Clan. He didn't expect that even with the ancient forbidden curse, Yi Baiming and Duguxiu would still be dead set on that woman from the Celestial Fox tribe like moths to a flame. The High Priestess glanced at Yi Baiming. Yi Baiming was the first to bring out the Eight Wastelands Darkness Divine artifact. He was fully deserving of first place, but at this moment his entire body and mind were focused on the Eight Wastelands Tower, even though there were no signs of living people on the Eight Wastelands Tower. The High Priestess looked at Duguxiu again. He was the second to bring out the 8 Wastelands Darkness Divine Artifact, but Duguxiu wasn't interested in hearing the results of the core competition at all. Then she looked at Green. His expression was exactly the same as the other 2 men. He treated the High Priestess as heir. The rest could only be. The High Priestess looked at Yushang, who was the 4th to come out, and Hu Qianxiu, the leader of the Celestial Fox people. Congratulations, the Celestial Fox tribe has replaced the D clan as a high-ranking beast clan this time. The High Priestess announcement made Yushang and Hu Qianxiu beam. As long as they obtained the qualifications of a high-ranking beast clan, Yunsheng's life and death were insignificant to them. The other beast clans also had their own gains. The rankings of the other Bakra orcs had also been determined. The D clan, the Chinese, and the Behemoth tribe were middle-ranking beast clans. As for the Pung clan and the Blue Hell Wolf clan, they were reduced to low-ranking beast clans. The 8 Wastelands Tower came to an end. When dawn came, the citizens of the city also saw the magical scene of the 8 Wastelands Tower. What was even stranger was that there were a few people guarding outside the 8 Wastelands Tower like stone statues, unwilling to leave no matter what. Chapter 1371. What is this place? To Yunsheng's surprise, when she walked up to the last floor of the Bahuang Tower, she saw a scene like this. When she finished the last step, the Bahuang Tower under her suddenly disappeared. She was in an empty space. All around her, there were mirrors. Her reflection was reflected in the mirrors. No matter how Yunsheng moved forward or backward, she still saw countless mirrors. The previous exit also disappeared. She couldn't find a way back. The endless reflections and the long wait made it easy for people to develop a world-weary mood. Fortunately, Yunsheng was a doctor. In such an environment, she knew that she had to keep herself calm. Otherwise, she would fall into madness and even self-harm. After drinking some water of life, Yunsheng calmed down. She began to calculate her heartbeat. Based on her heartbeat and pulse, she guessed that she had been trapped in this enclosed space for a day and 2 nights. Suddenly, Yunsheng felt that there was something behind her that was sizing her up. She turned around abruptly and saw her reflection in the mirror. "Is there anyone there?" Yunsheng shouted into the darkness. There was no reply. No, this was not the real world. If it was the real world, there should be an echo. Yunsheng looked at the mirror beside her. She raised her hand and shot a magic spell at the mirror. The Yunsheng in the mirror smiled strangely. The mirror did not have a trace of crack. The magic was reflected back. It could also reflect magic. Could these mirrors be the Dark Destiny mirror? Could it be that I am in the Dark Destiny mirror? Yunsheng recalled the abnormal reaction of the Dark Destiny mirror. Woman, you're pretty smart. You actually found out." Suddenly, the figure in the mirror changed. Song Yunsheng had become another person. In the mirror, there was a man. That was a very handsome man. His appearance was unforgettable as long as one saw it. Ji Ramo. Yunsheng saw the man in the mirror and was shocked. She stared at the mirror in disbelief. His eyebrows, nose, lips, and even his hairstyle were exactly the same as Ji Ramo's. However, Yunsheng suddenly realized that he was not Ji Ramo. This was because Ji Ramo would never have such an evil aura. Moreover, the man in the mirror had black hair, while Ji Ramo's hair was white. Don't mention that idiot's name to me. He's simply a disgrace to our mirror spirit clan. Hearing Ji Ramo's voice, the man frowned in disgust. The mirror spirit was a very special artifact spirit. Most of them had their own consciousness, which was outside of the human world, the god world, and the underworld. That was why mirror spirit Ji Rushua couldn't even sense Bo's divine power when she created the mirror world of darkness. You know Ji Ramo? Yunsheng was a little excited. Ji Ramo's death had always been a regret for Yunsheng. Even though she had the Red Lotus Hellfire, she couldn't reforge the Mirror of Darkness. We don't just know each other. We are the children of the mirror. In the words of your human race, we are twins. My name is Ji Rushua, and his name is Ji Ramo. However, he represents the light side, and I represent the dark side. Ji Rushua smiled. Ji Ramo, that idiot, loves to save people. I, on the other hand, love to eat people. Ji Rushua looked like Ji Rumo, but when he smiled, there was an indescribable sense of danger. Eat people. Yun Sheng sensed the murderous intent in Ji Rushua's eyes. That's right. Eat people. The Dark 8 Desolation artifacts are different from the 8 Desolation artifacts. They were created to save, while we were created to destroy. Look at the mirror beside you. With that, Ji Rushua waved his hand. Many different people appeared in the mirror beside Yun Sheng. Those people all had dumbstruck expressions on their faces. These people are the High Priest. All these years, he placed them in the 8 Desolation Tower for me to eat, so that I won't cause trouble. Ji Rushua licked his lips as he spoke. His personality was completely different from Ji Rumo's. Ji Rumo's personality was cold, but he was compassionate. Ji Rushua, on the other hand, was someone who only wanted to see the world burn. In his heart, there was only killing and destruction. High Priest? You mean the High Priest knows of your existence? Yin Sheng was on guard. Of course. That guy has always wanted to use the Dark 8 Desolation artifacts to fulfill his ambition. However, the other 7 Dark 8 Desolation artifacts are inanimate objects that don't have a consciousness. He could just find someone to open the seals. I'm the only one he can't do. The High Priest more or less knew of Ji Rushua's existence. However, he wasn't sure where Ji Rushua was. If not for the Destiny Mirror in Yun Sheng's hand, she probably wouldn't have been able to discover Ji Rushua's existence. Ji Rushua, since you and Ji Rumo are both mirror spirits, you must know a way to save him? Yun Sheng suddenly asked after a moment of silence. You're such a fun woman. When Yun Sheng entered the world of his Dark Destiny Mirror, Ji Rushua had already discovered that Ji Rumo's aura was on Yun Sheng. At that time, Ji Rushua had the opportunity to kill Yun Sheng. However, he didn't do it immediately. He was very curious about the woman that Ji Rumo had chosen at the risk of his life. What kind of person was she? When he first saw Yun Sheng, Ji Rushua only thought that Yun Sheng had a beautiful face. But was this enough to make Ji Rumo sacrifice himself without regard for anything else? However, after a few days of observation, Ji Rushua discovered that Yun Sheng was a little different. On the first day that woman entered, she had indeed wandered around like a headless fly. However, later on, she began to eat and do some strange things. After a few days and nights without any contact with the outside world, she was still sharp enough to discover his existence. If you really want to know how to save Ji Rumo, I can tell you. However, I have a condition. Ji Rushua smiled and pointed at a mirror behind Yun Sheng. I've already devoured the lives of 998 people and sealed them in the mirror to become mirror men. These mirror men are much better than living people. They'll be with me forever. As long as you're willing to be the 999th mirror man, I'll help you save Ji Rumo. A life for a life. It's a good deal. Mirror man? Yun Sheng looked at the mirror behind her. There was no longer an image in it. How about it? Ji Rumo is willing to give up his life for you. Are you willing to give up your life for him? Ji Rushua's eyes were filled with madness and fanaticism as he stared at Yun Sheng. Chapter 1372. Before Ji Rumo completely recovered, he had no way of knowing the High Priest's background. He could only kindly remind Yun Sheng. With that, he disappeared. Ji Rumo disappeared too quickly. Yun Sheng didn't even have time to ask what he meant. Who was the High Priest of the Beast God, Altar? Why did he want the 8 Desolate Darkness divine weapon? But Ji Rumo couldn't answer these questions for the time being. He could only hope that he could quickly recover after fusing with Ji Rushua's mirror spirit. After fusing with a portion of Ji Rushua's mirror spirit, the Heaven's Fate mirror's appearance changed. A murderous black shadow appeared on the originally clean mirror. For a moment, it was hard to tell whether it was the Heaven's Fate mirror or the Heaven's Fate mirror. As for the Heaven's Fate mirror of darkness, Yun Sheng carefully picked it up. The Heaven's Fate mirror of darkness only seemed to have lost its luster. Yun Sheng thought for a moment and put it away. The magic array is back to normal. Yun Sheng realized that the magic array beside her was working normally again. She walked out of the 8 desolate tower. At this time, 4 days and 4 nights had passed since Yunsheng was trapped in the heaven's fate mirror of darkness. When Yunsheng walked out of the 8 desolate tower and breathed in the fresh air, she stretched. At this time, she was suddenly frightened by the person in front of her. A man with a face full of beard was rushing up like a madman. "Little wildcat." The man's anxious and affectionate voice stunned Yunsheng, who was about to explode. This voice wasn't at Night Fox's voice, but this extremely tall savage with a face full of messy beard and bloodshot eyes was actually her Night Fox? Yunsheng didn't know that while she was in the heaven's fate mirror of darkness, Yi Biming outside the 8 desolate tower was also suffering. In the past 4 days, Yi Biming did not sleep, rest, shower, or eat. The only thing he did was stare at Baoang Tower. Finally, a person walked out of the 8 Wastelands Tower. That person was Yunsheng, whom he had been thinking about day and night. Yunsheng didn't know whether to laugh or cry as Yi Biming hugged her tightly. "I didn't die in there. I was going to be strangled to death by you. Stupid fox, are you trying to murder me?" Yunsheng rebuked and frowned. Night Fox was actually like this. Looking at his sloppy appearance, he probably hadn't bathed for a few days. Yunsheng had no idea that Yi Biming had been waiting there like a fossil for the past few days without sleeping or resting. "You heartless woman, how can I be in the mood to take a bath?" Yi Biming was dissatisfied and hugged her even tighter. Only when he truly felt the woman's fragrance and her warm body temperature could Yi Biming believe that his Yunsheng had really returned. The intimate appearance of the two was seen by Green and Duguxiu, who were also waiting at the side. Duguxiu sneered and left with a flick of his sleeve. Green's heart was empty. He was forcefully pulled away by the Julwan clan leader, who had rushed over after hearing the news. "Sai, it's all my fault. Green, you should give up. You can also see that Yunsheng likes that you brat." The Julwan clan leader looked at his grandson's despondent appearance and felt a wave of pain in his heart. The Julwan clan leader was also an experienced person. He had also thought of fighting for Green's happiness once. But when he saw the appearance of Yunsheng and Yi Biming just now, the Julwan clan leader knew that Green had no chance. In this world, there were some people who, once they were truly moved, would be hell-bent. Yunsheng and Yi Biming were both such people. "Grandfather, I can't do it." After saying that, Green's figure flashed, and a colorful wand bird appeared in the sky. It flew into the sky as if it had gone crazy and let out a blood-sobbing cry. The Julwan clan leader heard it and let out a long sigh. "All right, are you first place?" Yunsheng struggled to break free from Yi Biming's embrace. The first question she asked was about the clan competition. "I was the first to come out, but I had a falling out with the high priest." Yi Biming coughed and told Yunsheng about the day he lost control of his emotions. "Sai, Night Fox, why can't you keep your cool?" Although that was what she said, Yunsheng knew that if it was Yi Biming who was trapped in the 8 Wastelands Tower, she would definitely lose control too. No matter what Hu Qianxiu said, she would definitely wait for Yi Biming to come out. What a pity. It was not easy to get the chance to break the ancient forbidden curse, but it was gone just like that. To make matters worse, Yunsheng also found out that Yushang, that woman, was in 4th place. "This time, I really went for wool and came home shorn. That woman took advantage of me for nothing." Yunsheng was the most depressed about this point, but since it had already happened, she could only accept it. Luckily, this time, she helped Jirumo regain his strength. But she decided not to tell Yi Biming about this matter first, in case he was unhappy and smashed the Heaven's Mandate mirror again. Yunsheng's return allowed Yi Biming to return to normal. Under Yunsheng's disdainful gaze, he could only return to Qilin Palace to freshen up. Yunsheng went to the inn and found Bo Bo and the rest. "Dearest master, Bo Bo knew that you would be fine." Bo Bo was very happy when she saw Yunsheng. Boss Pengyu and Queen Yi Mei were also very happy when they saw Yunsheng return safely. "Dearest master, where did you go? And did you find the last 8 Wastelands divine weapon?" Bo Bo asked impatiently. She was very curious where Yunsheng went. Even she, a universe god, was unable to sense Yunsheng's aura. It's a long story. I met Ji Rumo's brother. Yin Sheng told the story roughly. So, Peng Lai of Gojoseon revived again? Bobo's impression of Ji Rumo was quite good. However, if the Qilin brat knew, he would be depressed for a while. In a few days and nights that Yun Sheng went missing, those who didn't sleep like Yi Baiming, including Lu and Dugu Xiao. These two people's feelings for Yun Sheng were no less than Yi Baiming's. Now that there was Ji Rumo, the Qilin brat's road to chasing his wife was very long. All right, Master, there's one more thing. The Celestial Fox tribe has become a superior beast clan. Hu Qinxiu, that old fellow, is certain that you're dead. He has already appointed Yu Shang as the Celestial Fox Saintess. Bobo immediately told Yin Shang. The Celestial Fox tribe had become a superior beast clan. Hu Qinxiu couldn't wait to bring such good news back to the tribe. He didn't care whether Yin Shang was dead or alive. He directly brought a group of Celestial Fox warriors back to Hu City. What? That damned old fox. Yun Sheng didn't expect that Hu Qinxiu would change sides when she was only missing for a short period of time. But it was no wonder. Hu Qinxiu had always been a two-faced person. It seems that I have to hurry back to the Celestial Fox tribe. Yun Sheng muttered. Yi Baiming had already put on his clothes and was only a short distance away from Dugu Xiao. The two of them saw killing intent in each other's eyes. Vice Patriarch, that's my woman. You better not have any ideas about her. Yi Baiming's face did not have any extra expression. Yi Baiming, you're wrong. She's still not your woman. Or rather, the current, you will never be able to make her truly become your woman. Dugu Xiao wanted to anger Yi Baiming. However, Yi Baiming did not get angry. He coldly glanced at Dugu Xiao. Dugu Xiao, aren't you and I the pot calling the kettle black? Even if he only had half of the black Qilin's blood, Dugu Xiao could not touch Yun Sheng. Perhaps I was in the past, but I'm different now. Dugu Xiao laughed. What do you mean? Yi Baiming was stunned. Yi Baiming, do you want to know the method to remove the ancient forbidden curse? Dugu Xiao sneered. Yi Baiming was slightly startled. Because he had offended the high priest that day, he had not been able to learn the method to remove the ancient forbidden curse from the high priest. Do you still remember Hu Linglong? She's the woman I arranged for you that night. Thanks to you, I removed the ancient forbidden curse on my body. The ancient forbidden curse is only effective on the first Celestial Fox woman. Perhaps you can learn from me. Dugu Xiao's eyes flashed as he stared at Yi Baiming. This was the method to remove the ancient forbidden curse? What kind of bullshit method was this? Yi Baiming cursed the high priest's 18 generations of ancestors in his heart. Yin Sheng had once said that she wanted to be with him for the rest of her life. He was willing to give her everything. He was even willing to let go of his past hatred. However, in order to remove the ancient forbidden curse, he had to find a new Celestial Fox woman. This was equivalent to betraying Yin Sheng. However, if he did not do so, he would never be able to be with Yin Sheng. Dugu Xiao saw the changes in Yi Baiming's expression and felt a little gloating in his heart. She's just a woman. Men have 3 wives and 4 concubines since ancient times. If you're doing this for Yin Sheng's sake, you should remove the ancient forbidden curse. Or do you want her to die an unnatural death, like Hu Linglong? Dugu Xiao encouraged Yi Baiming from the side. Actually, when he found out about the method to remove the curse, he hesitated for a moment. However, when he thought about how he could be with Yun Sheng without any scruples after removing the curse, he no longer hesitated. Even without Hu Linglong, he would find a second or third Celestial Fox woman to remove the curse. In Dugu Xiao's eyes, other than Yun Sheng, all women were the same. Dugu Xiao, you still don't understand. I'm different from you. I won't betray Yin Sheng. Yi Baiming only thought for a moment before rejecting Dugu Xiao's suggestion. Yi Baiming, why are you pretending to be virtuous? You're the regent of Great Zhou. Have you never had a woman before? Dugu Xiao did not expect Yi Baiming to reject him. Yin Sheng, she'll be the only woman in my life. Even if I can't have her body, it's enough to have her heart. Dugu Xiao, you'll never understand what it means to be willing to be together forever. As Yi Biming spoke, he smiled faintly and ignored Duguxiu. He was willing to be with Yi Biming forever. What exactly was Yi Biming? Was this the only thing he had lost to Yi Biming? Duguxiu stood in the bathroom. White steam rose up and enveloped his entire body. Haha, it seems that not everyone is as flexible as the deputy patriarch. But even so, He Yao and He Lin, that pair of father and daughter, still want to pass the position of patriarch of the Black Qilin tribe to Yi Biming. The high priest descended from the roof like a ghost. This high priest disappeared too frequently recently. Duguxiu could not help but feel suspicious. It's you again? Although I agreed to cooperate with you, I won't betray the Black Qilin tribe. Because of Yi Biming's words, Duguxiu was very unhappy. Now that he saw the high priestess, his tone was even worse. Deputy Patriarch, please don't misunderstand. I'm not asking you to betray the Black Qilin tribe. On the contrary, I just want the Black Qilin tribe to become stronger. The high priestess's words made Duguxiu sneer. High priestess, do you think I'm a 3-year-old child? Everyone knows about the beast god Alter's ambition. Sorry, I still have something to do in my residence. I'll take my leave first. After saying that, Duguxiu walked away. Deputy Patriarch, you'll come back to find me very soon. The high priestess said from behind. Chapter 1374. Not long after Yunsheng left the 8 Wastelands Tower, the other major beast tribes received the news. Even though Yunsheng had obtained the Heavenly Fate Mirror, she had exceeded the deadline by a month. Hence, she did not obtain a ranking in the end. Even so, many people were still thinking of ways to get rid of Yunsheng after receiving the news. Father, that celestial fox Yunsheng has come out again. I really regret it. I should have killed her before the core competition. He Lin was furious after knowing that Yunsheng had successfully left the 8 Wastelands Tower and obtained the Heavenly Fate Mirror. That woman didn't die even after all this. She was really like a ghost that wouldn't disperse. He Lin was thinking about how to get rid of Yunsheng. Lin, your temper is still too impatient. That woman has yet to leave the Sky Harmony City. There are many ways to kill her. He Yao disagreed. Reporting to Patriarch, Junior Patriarch, Celestial Fox Yunsheng, and the Chinese Patriarch request an audience. A subordinate of the Black Qilin tribe came in to report. There's a path to heaven, but she doesn't want to take it. This woman actually dares to come here and ask for an audience. Father, this time, don't stop me. I will definitely kill her. When He Lin heard that Yunsheng actually dared to come to her house, a bloodthirsty smile appeared on her face. Patriarch He Yao, Junior Patriarch, long time no see. Yunsheng, Yi Biming, and the Chinese Patriarch walked in together. Yunsheng, how dare you? You have already been expelled from the Celestial Fox tribe by Hu Qinqiu. You still have the guts to stay in the Sky Harmony City. He Lin looked at Yunsheng as though she was looking at an idiot. Looking at Yi Biming and Yunsheng's inseparable behavior, He Lin's eyes burned with anger. She wanted nothing more than to skin Yunsheng alive. Hu Qinqiu had also heard that Yunsheng had left the Bahuang Tower. However, Yunsheng had offended many people during the Bahuang clan competition. She had also offended He Lin, Yu Shang, and the others. Hu Qinqiu, that old man who was greedy for life and afraid of death, after hearing the news, was afraid that Yunsheng would cause trouble. So he announced to the public that Yunsheng was just a celestial fox bastard, pretending to be his niece, and had no relationship with the Celestial Fox tribe at all. He also didn't allow Yunsheng to enter the territory of the Celestial Fox tribe. Young clan head, you're wrong. I wasn't kicked out by Hu Qinqiu. On the contrary, after I left Bawang Tower, I announced that I was leaving the Celestial Fox tribe. I have just joined the newly established Chinese Bakr Orcs. I'm here to look for young Patriarch to settle our previous debts. Yunsheng wasn't in a hurry. She took out a receipt. On the white paper, there were blood stains, and He Lin's name was signed. Seeing that receipt, He Lin's face turned even darker. Previously, when she was in Bahuang Tower, because she needed the antidote, she was forced to write this receipt against her will. Because Yun Sheng was trapped in Bahuang Tower, He Linlin had already forgotten about this matter. Who knew that she would bring it up again? Shameless B Asterisk starred. It turns out that you're the behind-the-scenes manipulator of Hua people. How dare you threaten me with this promissory note? He Linlin grabbed the promissory note and tore it into pieces. Regarding the newly established Chinese Bakra orcs, the patriarchs of several beast clans had secretly investigated. However, the information they received was that the Chinese were a new tribe formed by a mix of beasts and humans. Previously, the other patriarchs of the beast clans thought that even if the Chinese became a middle-level beast clan, they wouldn't be able to do much. Because the Chinese had a small population, and most importantly, they didn't have a city or stronghold. Without a city or stronghold, the beasts were like water without a source or a tree without roots. It was impossible for them to do much. In private, they even joked that they didn't know whether they could still see the Chinese in the next Bahuang clan competition. Unexpectedly, Yun Sheng actually joined the Chinese at this critical moment. After connecting the cause and effect and Yun Sheng's performance in Bahuang Tower, He Linlin immediately understood that the Chinese and the challenge tournament had long colluded with Yun Sheng. It could even be said that Yun Sheng was the real patriarch of the Chinese. She was the one who created the Chinese. Young patriarch, just tear it. I knew that you would turn hostile and deny it. The one you tore was copied by others. I still have the one you wrote by yourself. It turns out that the dignified Black Chelan tribe also likes to turn hostile and deny it. You're no different from those low-level beast clans. Yun Sheng curled her lips. Don't think that I won't dare to kill you. He Linlin's eyes were about to spit fire. You can try, Yi Baiming said calmly from behind, his eyes cold. He Linlin held her breath. She could sense that Yi Baiming gave her an unfathomable feeling. The dark war god's halberd in his hand glowed with a cold light. Yi Baiming, this is their private matter. You'd better not interfere. Yi Baiming was also furious when he saw that Yi Baiming was protecting Yun Sheng and ignoring his daughter. These people clearly did not place him, the clan leader, in their eyes. I've just joined the Chinese like Sheng. Since I'm also a member of the Chinese, how can it not be my business to take back the Chinese territory? Yi Baiming said matter-of-factly. Yun Sheng looked on from the side and was very satisfied. Yi Baiming was quite a competent fighter. It's fine if you two don't want to admit it. Anyway, I've already asked the rest of the Chinese to leave the city. When the time comes, I'll send a copy of the young tribe leader's letter to every city in the tribal countries for everyone to judge. Yun Sheng said and took out another letter. However, the handwriting on each letter was similar to He Linlin's. No one knew which one was the real one. Men, bring me the deeds of the 15 cities in the north. He Linlin was more rational than He Linlin. He finally understood that this girl called Yun Sheng was like a fox. She was very cunning. With Yi Baiming around, he couldn't kill her immediately. If she wanted cities, he would give her 15 of the poorest and most remote cities. However, whether she could safely reach the 15 cities in the north after leaving Sky Harmony City would depend on Yun Sheng's ability. Patriarch He Yao is indeed magnanimous. You're not like some petty people who don't admit it after signing the letter. I'll take away the city deeds. In order to prevent some people from not believing me, I'll have to trouble Patriarch He Yao to write another letter saying that you're willing to give the 15 cities to the Chinese forever. Yun Sheng took out a brush and ink as if she was performing a magic trick and asked He Yao to write another letter. He Yao pulled a long face. He almost tore the paper with every word he wrote. When he reached the last word, the brush was crushed into pieces by He Yao. Patriarch's words are really precious. I'll take my leave first. Don't worry, after I get the cities, I'll go as far as I can. I won't be an eyesore to you. Yun Sheng smiled brightly. She was considered rich in the boundless continent, but it was the first time she had obtained 15 cities in one go. Especially when she thought of the expressions of He Yao and his daughter. This feeling was really good. Chapter 1375. Yun Sheng, Yi Baiming, and the Chinese patriarch walked out of the Chelan Palace. Yun Sheng, who had obtained 15 cities, was in a good mood. However, while Yun Sheng was in a good mood, He Yao and his daughter in the Qilin Palace were on the verge of vomiting blood. The two of them had been high and mighty for so many years. When had they ever suffered such humiliation? Father, you let them go just like that? That woman is so infuriating. I don't care. I must kill her personally. He Linlin had already gone mad with anger. That person called Yinsheng had repeatedly challenged her bottom line. They are still in the Sky Harmony City and have a written agreement. If something happens, the spearhead will definitely be pointed at the Black Qilin tribe. If she wants a city, give it to her. There is still a long way to go before she reaches the other cities. At that time, you can deal with her however you want. However, it's better if you leave her alive. He Yao said indifferently. As long as those people were still in the Black Qilin tribe, he had many ways to deal with them. What He Yao wanted to avoid now was how to deal with Yi Baiming. That brat was arrogant and unruly. He was the same as him in the past. Once he set his sights on someone, he would never turn back. He Yao finally understood this point. However, He Linlin was still stubborn. Leave that bastard's life? Father, what do you mean by that? Didn't you say that if he could prove that he was stronger than Dugu Xiao, he would marry me and inherit the position of the Black Qilin tribe? Now you want me to let that Yinshin go? He Linlin was frustrated. Linlin, you know that brat's temper. If you push him too far, you won't be able to get anything. Father has already thought of a perfect plan for you. You take in that celestial fox. She will be the mistress, and you will be the eldest. I will pass the position of the patriarch to Yi Baiming. He Yao comforted his daughter. He Linlin thought about it. Yin Sheng and Yi Baiming couldn't be together because of the ancient forbidden spell. No matter how much love there was between a man and a woman, if they couldn't enjoy the joy of intimacy, it would be useless no matter how deep their feelings were. When she became Yi Baiming's wife and gave birth to his children, he would definitely neglect Yun Sheng. When He Linlin thought of this, she couldn't help but feel happy. In her heart, she had reluctantly accepted the fact that Yun Sheng would be the mistress. The father and daughter then discussed some other matters in the tribe. Deputy Patriarch, the Duga Mansion, the Grand Priestess's hand, the Lord, the Grand Priestess held a magic crystal ball in her hand. In a magic crystal ball, everything that happened in the Qilin Palace was seen by Duga Xiao. Although he didn't know where the crystal ball came from, it was indeed He Yao and his daughter. Dugu Xiao's gaze was fixed on the crystal ball. He was extremely shocked. He Yao didn't he vow to him earlier that as long as Dugu Xiao was willing to be the deputy patriarch of the Black Qilin tribe, he would inherit the position of the patriarch in the future? Everything was a lie. He only knew that He Yao wanted to hand the Black Qilin tribe to Yi Baiming. What should I do? Dugu Xiao already knew that from the moment Yi Baiming was the first to walk out of the 8 Wastelands Tower, He Yao's heart had already leaned towards Yi Baiming. In order to let Yi Baiming acknowledge his ancestors, He Yao didn't hesitate to give him the position of the patriarch. He was even willing to let He Linlin and Yun Sheng serve the same husband. Unfortunately, He Yao and He Linlin were both wrong. Not to mention that Yi Baiming didn't care about the position of the patriarch of the Black Qilin tribe. Yinsheng wasn't the kind of woman who was willing to compromise. The two of them only had eyes for each other. They couldn't tolerate a single grain of sand. Ha ha ha, what a joke. I've done so much for the Black Qilin tribe all these years. In the end, I lost the person I love and the position of the patriarch of the Black Qilin tribe. What is this? He Yao, you lied to me. You lied to Mother. A man didn't cry easily. It was only when he wasn't sad. At this moment, Dugu Xiao was like a lone wolf. He felt an unprecedented sadness and despair. He Yao had said that he would be the son he valued the most. But now, it seemed like everything was a joke. There was only Empress Li in He Yao's heart. His love for Empress Li had also been transferred to Yi Baiming. Back then, if it hadn't been for Yi Baiming, he wouldn't have been unable to gain a foothold in the boundless continent and lost Yinsheng. Why did all the good things in the world belong to Yi Baiming alone? Waves of hatred turned into an ocean of hatred. Dugu Xiao was like a boat that had lost its way. He couldn't see anything clearly. He only knew that everything he had been taken away by Yi Baiming. He wasn't willing to accept this. He wanted to take back everything that belonged to him. He could give Yunsheng more happiness than Yi Baiming. As long as he became the most powerful person on the continent, he would be able to take revenge. I want to take revenge on He Yao and Yi Baiming. Tell me, what should I do? There were no more tears in Dugu Xiu's eyes. He was like a walking corpse. There was only hatred in his heart. There's a statue here. You just have to secretly place it in the forbidden area of the Black Qilin tribe. Also, find the Black Qilin relic and hand it to me. I can help you seize everything you want, whether it is the position of the patriarch or that woman from the Celestial Fox tribe. When the high priest mentioned the Celestial Fox tribe, hatred flashed across his eyes. Dugu Xiu, who was completely surrounded by hatred and jealousy, didn't notice the strange expression on the high priest's face. It's not difficult to enter the forbidden area. However, the Black Qilin King's relic is with He Linlin. It might be a little difficult to get it. Dugu Xiu hesitated. Don't worry, you'll have the chance soon. The high priest smiled. The secret cooperation between the high priest and Dugu Xiu was very secretive. He Yao and his daughter were still in the dark. What? You guys didn't find the Chinese? It wasn't easy for He Linlin to wait for Yunsheng and the rest to leave Sky Harmony City. Who would have thought that they would disappear without a trace the moment they left Sky Harmony City? Young Patriarch, we have been watching them for 12 hours, but they disappeared the moment they left the city. The warriors of the Black Qilin tribe were sweating profusely. The warriors of the Black Qilin tribe were also speechless. They could tell He Linlin the details of the matter. The truth was, during these few days, He Linlin and the rest had been secretly following Yunsheng and the rest. When the other party finally left Sky Harmony City, they were about to inform the young patriarch. But who would have thought that a mysterious airship would appear at the outskirts of the city? The speed of the airship was simply indescribable. The warriors of the Black Qilin tribe used the 8 desolate Qilin horses to chase after it. Even after 8 desolate Qilin horses died, they still couldn't catch up. In the end, they were left behind without a trace. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't catch up. The warriors of the Black Qilin tribe couldn't understand how an ordinary-looking airship could be so fast. Chapter 1376. Trash, good for nothing. In the Qilin Palace, waves of angry, scolding, and smashing sounds echoed. The palace maids and guards outside the palace all shrunk their necks. Needless to say, the young clan leader was angry. Recently, the young clan leader's temper was unusually irritable. If one was not careful, they would be shot. Why are you still standing here? Hurry up and find someone to go to those cities with me. The monk can escape, but the temple can't escape. He Linlin was so angry that she couldn't do anything. She could only wave her hand. She didn't believe that Yunsheng would not appear. It's too carefree. My dear master, if that father and daughter knew where we are now, would they be so angry that they would vomit blood? Bobo sat on the empty ship. Her tender white feet swayed as she patted the side of the ship. Yunsheng had long predicted the thoughts of the Black Qilin father and daughter. However, He Yao and the others had miscalculated one thing, and that was that Yunsheng and the others had a God Realm treasure ship in their hands. No matter how fast the 8 Desolation Qilin horse was, it couldn't catch up to the items of the God Realm. After Yunsheng shook off the warriors of the Black Qilin tribe, she ordered Qing City to fly in the opposite direction of the 15 Black Qilin cities. Yunsheng didn't plan to go to the 15 Black Qilin cities immediately. She still had a few other documents in her hands. She planned to take back these cities one by one. When the other Ba Huang clan leaders saw Yunsheng, they couldn't help but be surprised. They weren't willing to hand over the cities under their names. However, when they saw He Yao's handwritten document, even the Black Qilin had handed over 15 cities. What other objections could they have? As a result, there were dozens of cities in Yunsheng's hands. Yunsheng, take care. When Green saw Yunsheng at the Nine Wan tribe, his eyes were somewhat sad. Yunsheng also felt that Green had a special feeling towards her. Thank you for your concern, young clan leader. I will protect my woman well. Yi Baiming took a step forward and stood between Yunsheng and Green. His tall figure completely covered Yun Sheng. These men were like flies, circling around his woman. Just looking at them made him sick of it. Yun Sheng, no matter what, I will never be your enemy. Green smiled bitterly. He knew that Yun Sheng was finally going to leave him. Thank you. The woman's voice floated past like a cloud. Green could only watch as the Heavenly Realm's treasure ship rose into the sky and left. Night Fox, why are you stopping me from talking to Green? Yun Sheng was displeased. If it were you, you'd be happy for me to talk to other women. When I wasn't around, that guy was very attentive. Yi Baiming's mouth was full of jealousy. Yun Sheng rolled her eyes at him. I can't be bothered to talk to you anymore. All the cities have been reclaimed. Our last stop is the Celestial Fox tribal nation. This man was getting more and more petty. 3 days later, the Heavenly Realm's treasure ship arrived in the sky above Hu City. Before they reached Hu City, Yun Sheng saw a red ocean from afar. Needless to say, Yun Sheng knew that Hu Qianxiu must have ordered people to decorate the area to celebrate the Celestial Fox tribe becoming a superior beast clan. Inside Hu City, there were lanterns and colored banners everywhere. Red carpets covered the official road. The Fox clan's patriarch, Hu Qianxiu, was in a good mood. It was as if he had returned to the time when the Celestial Fox tribe had just arrived at the 8 Desolates continent. The Celestial Fox tribe had once again become a high and mighty existence. All of this was brought about by him, Hu Qianxiu. Patriarch Yun Sheng has brought some people and is outside the Celestial Fox Palace seeking an audience. Hu Qianxiu raised his eyebrows when he heard this. Yun Sheng, why did that Celestial Fox bastard come back? I'm not seeing her. Why don't you see what kind of place the Celestial Fox Palace is? Can any Tom, Dick, or Harry enter? Hu Qianxiu said in annoyance. But Patriarch, the High Priest disciple, came with her, and the Chinese clan's Patriarch. The Celestial Fox Guard were no match for them. Even if the Patriarch was unhappy, that group of people could fight their way in. The High Priest disciple? Hu Qianxiu was shocked. He had already asked around. The High Priest disciple's identity was not simple. He was the champion of the 8 Desolates tribe competition. It was said that he was the illegitimate son of the Black Qilin Patriarch, He Yao. He Yao had always wanted to pass the position of Black Qilin Patriarch to him. Such a big shot could not be offended. Idiot, how can we let Lord Yi wait outside? Quickly invite the Saintess over. We have to welcome the guests together. Hu Qianxiu said hurriedly. When Yun Sheng, Yi Baiming, and the others entered the Celestial Fox Palace, Hu Qianxiu and Yu Shang were already waiting inside. When Yu Shang saw Yi Baiming, her eyes flickered. Hu Qianxiu also had a fawning look on his face. But when the two of them saw Yun Sheng walking side by side with Yi Baiming, their expressions became strange. Yun Sheng, you still have the face to come. If it wasn't for the Saintess ability, the Celestial Fox tribe would have been killed by you. Hu Qianxiu had a look of disgust on his face. He had originally thought that this woman, Yun Sheng, would be very capable. In the end, she was the last to leave the 8 Desolates Tower. If it was her, the Celestial Fox tribe wouldn't even be able to get a low-level beast. I've seen shameless people, but I've never seen someone so shameless. If it wasn't for Master, you might not even be able to win the arena competition. Hu Qianxiu, this old man, was too disgusting. Impudent. Our Celestial Fox tribe is filled with talents. Us becoming a high-level beast race has nothing to do with her. Hu Qianxiu's face and ears were red. He would rather die than admit that Yun Sheng had done anything. Hu Qianxiu, I didn't come here today to discuss these matters with you. Whether it's being expelled from the Celestial Fox tribe or the Saintess position, I have no interest in any of these. We had an agreement before. As long as the Celestial Fox tribe becomes a high-level beast race, you will let the Ice Fox tribe go and return Madame Rulin's freedom. You won't go back on these 2 points, right? Yun Sheng was already mentally prepared for Hu Qianxiu's shamelessness. But seeing his hoodlum appearance, she couldn't help but feel a bit angry. Whatever, she didn't have any friendship with the Celestial Fox tribe. After this, it could be considered as cutting off all ties. Hu Qianxiu looked at Yi Baiming beside Yun Sheng and calculated in his heart. Offending Yun Sheng wasn't a big deal, but offending Yi Baiming wasn't a good thing. Anyway, Hu Ruolin wasn't important. She only knew how to cry all day and wasn't willing to let him touch her. Throwing her to Yun Sheng wasn't a big deal. The people of the Ice Fox tribe have already left Hu City. As for Hu Ruolin, that useless woman. If you want to take her away, then take her away. She is in the cold palace of the Celestial Fox Palace. Hu Qianqiu's face was cold and emotionless. Yun Sheng heaved a sigh of relief. If Hu Qianqiu wasn't willing, she really planned to snatch her away. Lord Yi, the harem is a woman's place. You are a man, please stay. Seeing that Yi Baiming and Yun Sheng were going to the cold palace together, Yu Sheng, who had been silent all this while, suddenly opened her mouth and called out to Yi Baiming. Chapter 1377. Yi Baiming glanced at Yun Sheng. Wait for me outside, so that people don't have a reason to gossip. Yun Sheng nodded. She already had some suspicions in her heart. Yu Sheng's attitude towards Yi Baiming was very different. This old woman, Yu Sheng, had always been overbearing. However, when she spoke to Yi Baiming, she acted like a little girl. This made Yun Sheng feel goosebumps all over her body. However, they were still in the Celestial Fox Palace. There were so many people in the palace that she wasn't afraid of Yu Sheng playing any tricks. Then I'll have to trouble Holy Maiden to accompany Lord Yi on a tour of the Celestial Fox Palace. I'll take my men to the Cold Palace first. Hu Qianqiu glanced at Yu Sheng. In terms of looks, Yu Sheng wasn't necessarily inferior to Yun Sheng. It would be best if Yu Sheng could hook up with Lord Yi. Yi Xiu, don't you remember me? After Hu Qianqiu and the others left, Yu Sheng hurried forward, wanting to grab Yi Baiming. Holy Maiden, my name is Yi Baiming, not Yi Xiu. Yi Baiming had heard about Yu Sheng long ago. He knew that this woman had harmed Yun Sheng many times in the past. He only felt disgust for her. When she took a few steps closer, Yi Baiming took a few steps back, looking like he didn't want strangers to come close. Yi Xiu, you're Yi Xiu. You look almost the same as Yi Xiu. You have the same nose bridge, the same deep eyes, and the aura of the Qilin King on you. I'm Yu Sheng, Yu Sheng, Hu Yan's younger sister. Hu Yushang's eyes were filled with tears. She had loved Yi Baiming for so many years. Now that she saw Yi Baiming, who looked almost the same as Yi Xiu, standing in front of her, she couldn't help but grab his sleeve. Rip! Yu Chang's hand had just touched Yi Baiming's sleeve when a gust of wind brushed past. All that was left in Yu Chang's hand was a piece of torn sleeve. The biting cold battle energy caused Yu Shang's skin to ache slightly. Her delicately decorated fingernails had been cut in half, and her fingertips were dripping with blood. I don't care if you're Yu Sheng, Yu Sheng, or even Hu Yan's sister. None of this has anything to do with me. If you continue to pester me, your hand will be broken next time. His cold gaze and resolute words made Yu Sheng feel as if a bucket of cold water had been poured over her head. Yi Xiu, how dare you injure me? Hee, you must think that I'm a crazy woman. Let me tell you, you don't remember me because you're missing the Qilin King's Saraira and the Qilin King's heart. Just you wait. Once we find King Qilin's Saraira and King Qilin's heart, you will remember everything. Yu Sheng held the sleeve with a crazed look in her eyes. She stumbled and ran out. Yi Baiming was deep in thought. Yi Xiu, Yu Sheng said that he was Yi Xiu. He was Yi Baiming, not Yi Xiu. He felt as if a huge rock was pressing down on his heart, and he was a little flustered. It's better not to mention this to Yun Sheng, lest she overthinks. Yi Baiming sighed inwardly. In the cold palace, Hu Ruolin, who had been locked up for many days, heard the door open. When she saw Yun Sheng walk in and offer to take her away, a smile appeared on Hu Ruolin's face. How could this woman be so calm? Hu Qianqiu looked at Hu Ruolin in disbelief. In his impression, Hu Ruolin was weak and easily cried. When he asked her to leave the Celestial Fox Palace, she should be crying and unwilling to leave. You can take some of your jewelry with you, lest others say that I'm unreasonable. Hu Qianqiu snorted. No need. I just want to take Guizhi and my daughter's ashes away. I don't want anything else. Hu Ruolin had changed into a plain dress. She hugged the urn and walked out of the cold palace with the accompaniment of her maidservants, leaving Hu Qinxiu far behind. Hu Qinxiu was at a loss for words. He didn't know why, but he had the misconception that he had been abandoned even though he was the one who had abandoned that woman. That's right, it was an illusion. The celestial fox tribe had become a superior beast tribe, and he had everything. How could he be abandoned? From now on, he was the superior beast tribe, the chief of the celestial fox tribe. When Yun Sheng brought Madame Ruolin to Yi Baiming, Yi Baiming was also slightly surprised. Hu Ruolin really resembled Yun Sheng's mother. Night Fox, where's Yu Sheng? Yun Sheng didn't see Yu Sheng and felt a little strange. I don't know where she went. Little Wildcat, let's return to the Celestial Realm's treasure ship first. Yi Baiming didn't say much, and the group returned to the Celestial Realm's treasure ship together. After boarding the treasure ship, Yun Sheng and Hu Ruolin both let out a sigh of relief. It's time for us to take a look at the major cities. The Celestial Realm's treasure ship slowly moved forward. In the next few days, a piece of shocking news came from all over the continent. The rise of the Chinese race, and it was rumored that the chief of the Chinese race had seized many cities from the 7 major beast tribes. This included all the cities of the Bashi tribe, the Black Qilan tribe, the Nineluan tribe, the D clan, and many other cities. In an instant, the Chinese race went from being a tribal country without any territory to being the 4th largest beast tribe after the old Bakr orcs, the Black Qilan tribe, the Nineluan tribe, and the D clan. Not only that, on the first day of the establishment of the tribal country, the Chinese race announced that all humans, half-orcs, and orcs would be treated equally in the territory of the Chinese race. A large number of humans, half-orcs, and some non-Bakr orcs rushed to the Chinese race after hearing the news. Among them, the Celestial Fox tribal country was the most seriously affected. Chief, a large number of people in the south have left their cities and are heading to the Chinese race. Chief, Chengdu has announced that it has left the Celestial Fox tribal country and joined the Chinese race. Chief, Yudu has announced that it has left the Celestial Fox tribal country and joined the Chinese race. Chief, Fengdu has announced that it has left the Celestial Fox tribal country and joined the Chinese race. The news came one after another, and Hu Qinxiu was caught off guard by the news. Those people in the capital cities and those who had left their homes for the Chinese race all had the same slogan: protect the saintess, and humans, orcs, and half-orcs are equal. Damn it, are these people rebelling? Hu Qinxiu couldn't sit still anymore, and the elders of the Elders Association also came to him one by one. The capital city they were in had been affected by the secession of the 3 capital cities from the Heavenly Fox Tribe Nation and had also fallen into turmoil. Hu Qinxiu immediately prepared an army and prepared to attack the traitorous capital cities. However, the 3 capital cities formed an alliance army, and in the alliance army, there was also a ferocious army of tigers and wolves. The Sky Fox army, for a moment, was actually unable to repel the enemy. The allied army pointed their spears at the chief of the Celestial Fox people and the Celestial Fox tribal country. They believed that Yun Sheng was the only saintess. Chief, at this time, you must ask Saintess Yu Sheng to quell the rebellion. Several elders suggested, but at this critical time, Yu Sheng and the Grand Witch Doctor both disappeared. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.